don't have to compete with the commercial rate that we have now. At 36 plus interest rate, what business can you do? Average profit margin is 20%. So definitely a government that cares must pay attention to traders, to make sure that it's giving them some specialized services. And that's why the Traders Bank will be set up under the presidency of Alan Chimatin. But the region, that's the Eastern region, to become the scientific research hub for the country and also the sub-region. He has a plan, the Great Transformational Plan, and in that plan, every particular region will be given a specific focus, in addition to all the many things that happen there, specific focus, so that the country is developed holistically. Right now it's like Accra is Ghana, Ghana is Accra. But
Something
that
we
has
want to
to
run
change.
away from anyway.
That has to change. So Ashanti region, for example, is to become the industrial hub. After Tema, we've not had another industrial hub. So the Ashanti region is to become that. And that is why when he was minister, he worked on the Greater Kumasi Industrial Village, which is ongoing at Wankra. You see a lot of activity there. Volta region to become skills development hub. We've attracted a lot of about 12 international automobile companies to Ghana. They're assembling. There are a lot more companies that are investing in Ghana. So you need to build the skills to be able to meet it. Most of them are making Ghana their West Africa sub-regional headquarters. So you need to be able to build infrastructure to attract, even from across the sub-region, develop their skills so that these investors will be able to get skilled labor force to work. And that is how you build your people.
Correct.
But Greater Accra will become also the Freeport Enclave. The Freeport Enclave to ensure that we're able to facilitate more trade, not just to Ghana, but also to the sub-region, so that more goods will pass through our port to Burkina Faso, to Mali, to Niger, and the rest. So this has been the good news that
it looks like the butterfly is flying.
Flying
so
and
high.
soaring so high. So
Right.
we were told that we'll not even last 2 weeks, and it's been 5 months.
We're
Isn't it amazing?
still surging on. Great stuff. All right, so those are my guests in the studio. And as and when we're able to have the NPP representation also in the studio, I'll introduce him to you. But we'll move on. And we want to actually take our attention quickly to the teachers' strike. I think that it's something that we can really pass our quick comments on, and then we'll move on to our substantive issues. Now, we understand that there's been some progress with negotiations with Labour Commission, but of course, the teachers are still engaging in the strike. Addo, one thing about this strikes in terms of teachers is something that keeps reoccurring. Usually it's like we're on the table, we're trying to find solutions, we're negotiating, and then something just triggers, and then we're going back again. I don't know how we're going to be able to solve those issues, knowing very well that we have a free SHS, and other institutions doing so much to ensure that we're able to get good education, and our system is really put in a good place. But strikes upon strikes almost every time, despite negotiations.
Good morning once again, KMJ, and then
Courage.
To Courage, a warm good morning once more. KMJ, so yesterday I was watching the news. In fact, from yesterday morning, I've been monitoring the news. In fact, early in the morning, the TV3's morning program had the PRO for the Ghana Education Service. He was actually questioned on some of the issues that were pertaining to the strike. In fact, one of the issues that came up was the issue of the laptops which belonged to the teachers. Yeah. And for which they have actually been deducted. And he stated categorically that all the teachers in the senior secondary school have all received their laptops. In fact, while on set, he kept getting messages that, negotiations were ongoing and that this is what they had basically agreed on. Later on in the day, there was, the teacher union spoke and then indicated that not everything has actually, not all the laptops for the high schools has actually been given out. And that they have agreed that between now to June, the government should do everything possible to make sure that everybody gets their laptop. The issue about the fact that, the government or the Office of the Special Prosecutor has also withheld certain people who were supposed to have been paid, their salaries. They've also negotiated that should actually also be reviewed. And then there are 6 other things that they are actually praying and hoping that it is done. But KMJ, look, the difficulty this government is facing. It is basic and it's natural for any other human being. see, when you say to us, for example, that there are issues, so everybody should tighten up. Let us have a conversation. Let us see how we can all help each other. And then you have teachers tightening up. You have businessmen tightening up. You have, you know, all the various political parties, everybody, students, everybody's just tightening up. Look, I watched a video of a student from one of our schools who was talking to his colleagues, you know, I think he's a dining hall prefect, and then indicated to his colleagues that, look, you guys, and it's a documentary done by Joy, you guys need to be patient because...
the empty chairs
yes, you know.
The dining hall prefects have the tough, times right now.
Yeah, we don't have too much food right now. You know, that's like a young person talking. We don't have too much food right now,
Top
but you guys should be patient because our head has gone to Accra and he's trying to organize for food to come. So for now, let's manage what we have. Everybody is tightening up, including your students. You know what I'm saying? Then we all sit back and then watch you involve yourself and indulge yourself in frivolous, you know, like wastage. It doesn't make sense. Nobody would be comfortable to understand that. It's like a father who tells his wife that, Charlie Oba, you know, I'm going to work, I've been laid off, work is not going on. So, you know, when I come home with like 1,000 at the end of the month, I want you to manage. And then, you know, she's holding that. She passes here, she sees her neighbor, get some tomatoes, get some onions. She's struggling here. In the morning, she has to find a way to do something because we can't pay for lunch and breakfast and snacks in school anymore. The kids would have to eat in the morning. So she has to wake up at 3 a.m. to put a few things together. Only for her, every now and then, she would step out and see her husband sitting in a beer bar with some small girls, you know, chilling and holding kebab. Certainly she would rebel. You know what I'm saying? So the government is calling on itself all these strikes. Why? Because everybody can see the wastage you are involved in. Everybody can see how much corruption is ongoing. And people can tell that, look, these guys don't care. And for as much as they don't care, well, I mean, we've been given the opportunity to strike. It is our constitutional, you know, duty. I mean, it's a constitutional mandate that has been given to us. So if you would not do what you're supposed to do and you would not acknowledge us for the fact that we're here, we're struggling, we're holding belt, and you feel that you can do whatever you want, let's all go and sit in the house. This is what you're having. This is what you're having. You know, so the government needs to really sit down and relook at some of these things. Look, at the time when we've all come to the conclusion, NDC, MPP, Movement for Change, everybody is talking about the fact that we would have to cut down the number of ministers that we have. At a time that all of us have admitted that we can do this, you're still bringing in more and more. What is wrong with you? Look at the number of presidential staffers you have. Look at the amount of money that goes to the presidency. You understand what I'm saying? So everybody is sitting down looking at you and they feel like, okay, you're acting, you know, like it's almost as though you're trying to tell everybody else that, Sebi, they don't think, come on, gang. You know, you're the one with all the sense that you can do whatever you like. So you will do it. Okay, so do whatever you like. Now that they are on striking, are you not meeting them? This issue about the special prosecutor releasing the salaries of people that have been held, they've been shouting and shouting and shouting. When they decided not to go to class, are you now not talking about it? Are you now not promising to give them their laptops by June? Why do you have to wait for it to get to this point? So do what you ought to do. It's simple, you know?
Great. Courage.
My brother, you know, the conversation about Ghana and its development at some point seems to become tiring. Nevertheless, we have to have it because it's important. You wonder what people are seeking, you know, to do when they put themselves up in the political space like Adele and myself have done. And so when the manifest is so obvious, you begin to wonder why certain people get involved in this whole political, you know, arena in the first place. And it looks like the overwhelming emphasis is privatizing public wealth. Yes. The wealth that belongs to all of us. Looking at it and to see how I can siphon enough for myself and my family at the expense of the state. And that is where we are. So at any point in time, those who are making the real sacrifices, like teachers, would find it necessary to go on their constitutionally mandated means to press home their needs. You know, teachers are some of the lowest paid in this country.
Yeah.
Yes. And some of them are in the worst of conditions. I mean, some of the structures you see them teaching in, some of the villages they are posted to and all of that. But they deserve to be treated better, you know. So when you have a government that came to power on the back of a lot of support from teachers, because at the time teachers felt that no, Addo's party, the NDC, was not doing well. And true, I mean, even chalk at a point was difficult for them to get chalk to do their work. The former second lady, you know, was on one point where he said that, oh, even chalk, if you come by, we'll not give you today, we'll not give you tomorrow, and all of that level of insensitivity. So you'd have expected that the NPP, having been propelled to government, but that will not be experiencing this. But again, it's the lack of candor in our politics that's responsible for this. Over 100,000 teachers whose monies, the meager they get, part of it was deducted to provide laptops for them. And it's a private company that went into partnership with the ministry to do that. And years down the line, 100,000 teachers have not yet received their laptops. That's unpardonable.
It's a lot of numbers, actually.
100,000. And guess what? The same company that was sole sourced to provide these laptops by the ministry at the time, I think it was Honorable Matthew Poku Krempe, who had that deal done. I mean, there were a lot of issues that came out of it. Is that same company that's been engaged on this free tablet for students thing? So you ask, is it a deliberate effort by some group of people, you know, to just milk the educational system or to solve real problems? If a company is defaulting in supplying 100,000 laptops, on what basis does the government engage that company again on sole sourcing? It is only if there is a corrupt arrangement in that whole system, you know, that benefits the managers of higher education. Other than that, there is no justification. You can't think of why this should be happening. You give a company a contract, they default by 100,000. 100,000 teachers. They are unable to supply them. So as it's now, the company owes Ghana 100,000 laptops. And then you award another contract to the company to supply tablets, 1.5 million pieces of tablets to our students. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. And it is these schemes, you know, that are employed by people who have been entrusted with power, people who the Ghanaians have employed, you know, to oversee the management of their resources in these sectors. That angers, workers. That angers workers. Everybody is suffering in this country. Everybody. Whether it's teachers, doctors, nurses, everybody. And we're at a point where particularly young people are fleeing this country as though we are a war-torn country. Young people are fleeing in their droves. I mean, as of September last year, over 4,000 nurses had left Ghana alone. Over 4,000 nurses, just last year, as of September. And still living. I mean, you get to the Canadian Embassy visa session, and you'd wonder whether there is some, you know, something so terrible happening in Ghana, you know, that people just want to run out of the country. And yet you have officialdom show a total and complete lack of sensitivity, you know, to the needs and plight, particularly of the young people who continue to struggle, who continue to look for a greener pastures, to look for ways to survive in this country. So, yes, whatever it is, it should not be said. Why? You have failed to provide textbooks. The government said we're going to put, I think, all 500 secondary schools that are public schools on free Wi-Fi. That project has not been successful. And then you move.
They claim it's working.
And then you move.
Listen to the speeches that
it's not. And you can ask the students to send you messages, teachers to send messages. They complete every day. And you continue to do. And you see, every time what they're interested in is procurement. So anything that gets me signing a contract where I get my cards and then that's it. Because other than that, you wonder why one would want to do this. And to do it with a company that has such a bad record, you know, in delivering similar policies, It cannot be said. Like, there's no justification why the ministry will engage that same company, except it's, and you know, that company did not exist, I think, prior to 2018 or 2021. It did not exist. So this looks like another incidence of create, loot, and share. That's what it looks like. Because if a company is defaulting in this higher margin, why do you continue and to engage them on sole sourcing? The same sole sourcing that the NPP permitted Mahama's administration for. The same sole sourcing. So when you're in opposition, it is one tune. When you're given the reign of power, you do the very same things, you know, and then try to defend it. This, I think Ghanaians deserve better.
Okay.
Ghanaians deserve far better, and the government should know that the people of Ghana will punish them for every single trust that they have broken. Yes.
Elections 2024.
Yeah.
All right. Very well. We'll be joined by Ben Jewu-Apia, National Communications Team member for the NPP. He just joined us here. Ben, you good?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm very well, my brother. Good to see you.
Oh, good to see you as well. Let me apologize for my lateness. And also greet my brothers here. It's very important that sometimes we question Nobi about his credibility. You know, when did he switch carpets? He was part of us.
The white.
And how long was he with us? Ask us. Ask him.
Why would you want to question?
Ask him. You ask him how many years he has been with us. So when you have a big platform like this and then you come here because you have switched carpet, and it's all because of bitterness. Because Alan went somewhere else.
Doesn't matter.
He is raising issues when he was with us. He never raised.
Doesn't matter. People.
So you ask him. You ask him. You should ask him.
People switch comes based on what they want to do and how they feel.
In fact,
but doesn't matter.
I mean,
if a switch company is
I personally
issue.
would always want to question his credibility.
If you don't mind, I will answer quickly.
In fact,
no, you will. I want him to.
In fact, he has been with us all these years. So today he's sitting here. All these problems that he's saying, that people are leaving the country, did they start today? And now when he was with us, he never questioned any of the leaders as to what we were doing to solve some of these issues. So let's come clear with some of these things. Look, he raised issues about Wi-Fi, and that Wi-Fi is not working in the secondary schools or wherever it is. As I'm coming this morning, I spoke to Kwesi Kwarteng, PRO for Ghana Education Service. Yeah. That all these Wi-Fis are working. In fact, there are certain areas that are having challenges with some of these, network issues. That is not the
current network issue we're facing.
Yes.
Previous
issues. Some areas do not have good, network.
That is part of the process.
So government is not a service. Government.
So you don't drive those students over there.
PMJ. Nana Addo Akufo-Addo is not a service provider. Okay? MTN, all these people are service providers. So if you're having challenges, let's say I'm in Pando Secondary School, government is making sure that they have Wi-Fi over there. And then they install Wi-Fi and then it's on and off because of network issues. Should Nana Addo then go and climb pool to fix it? No. So what we are saying is, some of these areas, you have issues with network challenges and whatever it is.
Other students benefiting from what others are benefiting.
About 90% of this free Wi-Fi in secondary school is working, and we must, commend. Yes, we must commend government for this bold step. Initially, in the elsewhere government, or under the NDC, there was no Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi for students. Look, we are heading in an era where technology is the hallmark for development. And if you look at what even Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is trying to do for this nation, we just launched the one tablet per student. What we seek to do is, when you and I were in secondary school, we used to load our bags full of textbooks before we go. If you go to Korea right now, no child carries a backpack. No child in Korea, and I mean South Korea, carries a bag. Everything is on their laptop. Everything is on their tablet. And that is where we are heading as a nation. So we are not saying everything is okay in this country. But at least there is a direction. You can clearly see that there is a direction. And when I speak to my cousin in the US, the only thing that he tells us, Ben, we are begging you people. You guys have placed Ghana on the right map, on the right direction.
That's from your cousin.
Yes, he's saying that we have placed Ghana on the right direction. With the age of digitalization, even in the US, he orders all things online. Currently, you have seen improvement that Ghanaians are beginning on that tangent. When there was an issue this just past week with this internet connectivity and all that, you see how we were all complaining. That is the direction that the world is going. So when he talks to me and says that we are suffering in this winter, we are suffering in this snow, we want to come back home. We have seen that the direction that this country is moving is the right direction. We are not saying that everything is okay, but at least put systems in place so that when we come home, we can continue the lifestyle that we used to live here in abroad, back home. And that is what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is trying to do. And with all these things, I am also looking at the negotiation on the table with the teachers. When we came, their condition of service was very bad. Look, they never even had a welfare development program for themselves. When we came, we sat down with them, and we are giving them sort of an allowance so that they can be able to take care of themselves. Some of these things were not introduced in the elsewhere government. At the colleges, teacher trainees, they were not being, their allowances were cancelled. Even in our hardest time, even in this difficult time, we're still paying them. So government
so conditions for teachers are way better now than it was before.
Look, KMJ, I am saying that,
and because of that, the strike actions.
I am saying that if they are going to be truthful, we are not saying we've gotten everything right, but at least in comparison, you can clearly tell that, okay, these people or this government is trying to do something better.
But the figures are a bit staggering. I mean, you're looking at about 100,000 teachers.
Look, with a special prosecutor, with a special prosecutor issue, the issue of ghost names, KMJ, government has been able to save about 50 billion Ghana cedis with this how do you call it? With this
the issue of ghost names?
Ghost names being cleared from our system. And you know the funny thing,
sector, is that what
I mean, everywhere, 50 billion Ghana cedis. And all these monies were leaking into some people's pocket. Hence, that's why some of these people are not even happy with what government is doing on some of these things. But with special prosecutor, we've been able to resolve that issue. That during the ghost names cleanup, some people were affected. In fact, they were trying to see as to whether or not these people were showing up for work or not. And at least some have been restored. What we want to plead with him is that we would want him to quicken the steps so that all these affected, they have families. They have families, they have other things to take care of. So when some of these things affect some teachers like that, it becomes very worrisome. Okay. Which he has, reiterated that, as soon as possible, he's going to tackle them. Labour Commission is saying that, what is the motive for their strike? They listed certain things that they wanted.
Which the Labour Commission is aware
of. We are saying that.
Want to question them
again?
again?
We are still saying that, 3 of them, quickly we are resolving them. Others, all these things is through dialogue. We are pleading with them. Because if these students go to school or whatever it is and you don't have teachers, what is the essence? We are pleading with them. As a nation, we are now developing. There are so many issues which government is trying to tackle. And please, we are begging the teachers, if they can go back to the classrooms, it was going to help us as a nation.
Very well. You want to respond to the credibility aspect of that? I think it's fair that I make you address that. And then we'll move on to the issue of Asante and the EC.
Quickly. I joined the NPP because of certain ideas. I joined the NPP because I believed in certain ideas that formed the party, that the party leaders used to espouse. I saw some of it in display during President Kufuor's time. So as a young person, I was endeared to that. Even though, my mother was a member of the party, served the party as deputy women organizer. My father in the village also served same. But there was a reason why I decided to join the party. When that reason was betrayed, when those principles are betrayed, he has no credibility sitting here to accuse me, who has taken a principled stance and moved, of rather having credibility crisis. As a young person, if he's happy with the gargantuan corruption that we are having,
if Alan was still with us, would you have moved?
As a young person, if he is happy with the mismanagement of our
economy, that's why you moved.
As a young person, if he is happy with the blatant arrogance of power that is being displayed in this country by this party, as a young person, if he is happy with the mismanagement of the economy, if he's happy with interest rates, if he's happy with fuel prices, if he's happy with inflation,
are you not happy that 5.7 million of our kids have gone to school freely?
As a result of all of this,
is that not a positive direction for this
as a result of all of this,
we want to develop.
People have been put in untold hardship, and you still want to sit here and justify it and question me for taking a principled position for a party that has betrayed.
If Alan was with us,
a party that has
Courage would still have been with us. If Alan was with us.
I have been and
Alan went because of bitterness. He didn't win the primaries. And when he was going, he went with some of the people. What are you saying? What are you saying? Everybody knows the story.
I kept quiet for him, but because he has nothing to say.
Everybody knows the story.
Of course.
We need to move on.
But of course, media practice, I know. When you have no kids, that's what you do.
Wrap it up and then let me get some messages and then we'll move on.
When you have young people like Jehu get into politics without principles, then they question those who have principles,
and you have principles.
When they act on the principles.
And you have principles.
For every time, you have been on national
you have principles.
You have seen me.
You have principles.
Question the leaders of this party and this government.
I never saw that. I'm not privy to some of this.
Of course, I will give evidence right here.
I know. I'm not
question them about poor decisions
because
that they have made.
You were a very strong supporter of Alan.
Okay,
you
so
went
I'm
out
not sure
because
we can do this.
let's move on. But I think it's only fair. No,
it's okay.
I kept quiet and listened to him. It is only fair that
we're having a conversation.
Give me the chance to also express my position. Because as for the heckling, he knows I can.
So I'm going to get some messages, but
because this kind of attitude, no. But I think it's only important that my credibility has been called to question.
No.
I kept quiet and listened to him.
Hold on.
Why should he heckle me?
No, Courage, hold on. Let me get some messages. When I come back, I'm sure you guys will be settled, so we can do it.
No, I am settled.
Yes.
I just need to make my point.
Let me then they will...
No, but I need to get some messages. So, Adele, let me just get a few messages. I'll come to you. By then, I'm sure they may be a bit settled, and then we'll get that. This one says that, good morning, KMJ. You are welcome back. Thank you. Please ask the NPP man when newly trained teachers will be posted. NPP government have changed everything. Okay, so I'm sure Ben will give us some answers on that. Good morning, KMJ. We miss you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you, Rose and others, KMJ. Tell your wife, friends, family that NPP government 419 clueless, arrogant, mismanagement, thieves, leadership, and the Akufo-Addo Baumia. Ghanaians vote for John Dramani Mahama. He only men can save us. My name is Francis Arthur. I'm a Saman youth show boy for JM. All right, let me go to this one over here. It says that, good morning, KMJ. Please, there's something going on in our small health facilities that I want to bring your attention to. Do you know that for about 7 months now, government can supply health facilities, especially CHPS compounds, CHIPS compounds, you mean, and health centers with malaria, RDT test kits to test for malaria before treating patients with malaria. New clients are treated with malaria without testing, which is bad, but no media house is talking about it. I want you to talk about it. Call government official and ministry and ask them for us. It's bad to just treat a client without testing. As for this Ben guy, he's more arrogant than even Napo. He talks like there is, okay, easy. Okay, so we'll try and then interrogate that issue, but then we also want to find out if you guys have been able to make any report in that regard, so that we can take it from there. If you haven't done that already, then we'll be able to also follow it up. So when you're sending us the messages, look, let us know the interventions you've made and the outcome, the feedback on that. So help us push the agenda for you, please. This one says, please, below are the demands of the teachers. Kindly ask the government representative to tell us whether they have been resolved. The current demands on the table include a continuous professional development allowance should not be fixed by the percentage of gross salary, deprived area allowance, assessment allowance for TRS, housing rent allowance, transport commuting allowance, utility subsidy allowance, and Sam will actually send us that one. So these are issues. I'm sure Ben has actually seen them. He actually mentioned some of them which have been resolved, and the rest that he's pleading that the teachers will go back to classrooms so that the government can solve those issues as well. This one says, good morning, KMG. The problem with this current government is lack of consultation. They will plan without stakeholders, then come impose them on the implementers and expect this to run smoothly. With regards to the Wi-Fi and food issues in secondary schools, government has centralized everything. When government was entering into contracts with the service providers, did they involve the schools? So now if there is an issue, how can the schools confront the service providers? That's a big question mark he's put over there. Good morning, Mr. Host. I wonder why the Alan guy in your studio is talking about credibility, of which he knows that Alan Cremantin left the party with bitterness. However, he was given a huge portfolio. What did you do to change the economy? What constituency Alan is in? From Koku Bako Jr. in Mim sent him that. Good morning, KMJ. Welcome back. I'm worried and afraid for the future of our children because our education sector is in deep problems. As we speak, the teachers in primary schools and SHS have not been given textbooks to teach. The basis, the foundation of our education is in the mess. Still, we have schools and the trees. Please go ask the teachers in the various schools the ordeals they go through every day. Yet tablets are good, but wrong timing as per our problems in the schools now. We're dealing with human lives as if the peoples are machine experimenting with their future. Oh, Ghana. Nakwesi Odame in the name sent that. Let me go to this one over here. And it says that, good morning, KMJ. It appears Ghana is having another COVID-24 that's incapable of spreading to Togo, Burkina, Cote d'Ivoire, and beyond, hence the cause of our suffering. And Anabomia, how are you? Simon in Bumprugu sent in that one. When you mentioned the issue of dealing with another COVID, I was a bit scared. I thought it was another thing coming up until you made reference to what you made reference to. Now, good morning, Mr. Host. The teachers are the people who voted for this NPP government. Who voted for this NPP government? What they sow is what they are they're harvesting. No sector of economic is working. Achu from Katamanso, New Bridge. Tell the NPP man he should not annoy us more. Okay. He's heard you. Good morning, my brother. Dr. Baumia is just doing the opposite of all that he said at Central University. Look at the dollar he promised to arrest and the better economy they promised. Teachers are suffering. Students are suffering. Parents are suffering. Nurses are suffering. NAPCOs are suffering. Traders are suffering. Everyone is suffering. Thank God 24-hour economy is coming to save Ghanaians. Solomon Zenu Martin Luther sent in that as well. Mr. Host, even we, those teachers have been supplied, that so-called substandard laptops have spoiled and can't be repaired. The idea of free laptops for teachers is probably is palpable lies because the amount of the laptops were deducted from our money and even our price and overpriced. As we speak, they are refunding some monies to us. Interesting times. This one is a very long one. Let me see. Okay, let me go down. It says, hi, host. The teachers are right to go on strike because they have been exploited and dehumanized for too long. Indeed, it's very offensive and senseless to spend millions of dollars on laptops for students but refuse to pay teachers. Again, Fair Wage Commission must be renamed as Slave Wages Commission because it's not fit for purpose. It's sadder to learn that graduate teachers and lecturers earn less than $500 a month, while party-full soldiers earn far higher than the entire pension of teachers after 30 years in service. President once told the teachers that they can never prosper in the classroom, so they must stand firm or resign, and since there's no need to die for a society where workers are treated like slaves in their own country. Powerfully, citizen, not spectator, sent in that. This one says that, greetings, KMJ. In this era of information and digitization, you cannot say anything without substantiating it. Adele will always come to your studio and just say whatever he likes without a proof. The government since 2022 has reduced the salaries of some of its appointees, especially with the MMDCs. Majority of the ministers have handling their V8s and using pickups on their day-to-day administrative work. So what Adele is talking about, what is Adele talking about? The government is not spending lavishly. He is focused and will surely deliver for the betterment of the people of Ghana. He knows very well that with John Mahama, they cannot win the 2024 elections. Dr. Bawumia has already been endorsed. It is possible. Nana in Agnosio, Nana, some countries are using less than 30 people. Some of the people that we're talking about, they don't even boast of 15 ministers or people who work for the government. And so we're not saying that he's not made reduction. He's made reduction over the period. But what we are saying is that people want it drastically reduced. And that's what I'm sure Adele is making reference to. And don't forget that your incoming president, Dr. Bawumia, is also thinking about reducing it drastically as well. So if what we have is enough, why would you want to reduce it? The former president, John Dramani Mahama, is also saying the same thing. So it's not about the number that we have right now, but we're saying that as much as he's reduced it, we still want it drastically reduced because really, some monies can be saved from that side if it's done properly. Anyway, so those are some of the messages you've sent to us. Thank you so much. Keep sending them to us this morning here on the show. It's News Flash. And we're going to move on to our next issue, which happens to be the elections 2024. The Otumfuo Asantehene has spoken about it, and he's actually addressing the EC. He's charging the EC to be very fair as we move to elections 2024. Adele, I'm going to start with you.
Right.
Looks like you have something you want to say before then. Let's not just...
I'll just chip it in and then we'll...
Okay.
So I took down a few things when Joe was basically speaking, and he indicated that we are moving in the right direction. And I'm not sure what kind of direction that is, you know. But KMJ, when we went to school, back in the day, you know, like till today, everybody knows, every child knows, 1 + 1 is 2. We can agree on that, right? Okay. And then we can also agree that 2, okay, is bigger than 1, right?
Yeah.
So obviously 2 is a much more weight.
Or greater than 1, if you want.
Greater than 1, pretty much. And if you're measuring the performance of this economy with regards to figures and what has done worse in terms of numbers accelerating, we certainly are not in the right direction. GDP in 2016, 57. You've gone all the way to 104% to an extent where you couldn't pay your debt and you had to come and sit down and then renegotiate for it to drop a little bit as we speak. How is the right direction? How is 57% not the right direction, but 104 is the right direction when you can't pay your debt? How is dollar? How is dollar at 3.8? Let's even say 4.2. And today, as at last 3 days, 4 days, it's been jumping like that continuously. As at yesterday, I think 13.75. How is dollar at 13.75 better than dollar at 4.2? How is it that we can say that 4.2 is not the right direction, but 13.7 is the right direction?
The NDC would have maintained the 4.2.
KMJ
still in power.
KMJ, 7 years.
Or you think it would have been better than what we have right now?
KMJ, listen. In 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, why we didn't have crisis? We had crisis. Don't forget, though.
Which crisis?
Oh, please. Look, on this platform, please, yo. On this platform, there's a way we do it. When I'm speaking, you're quiet.
Oh, but
no.
I'm just saying. A conversation.
Write it down.
Joe.
No. You're not having a conversation.
No, I mean,
you're not having a conversation. You're not having a conversation.
You're not having a
conversation.
I just asked a question.
You're not having a conversation with me.
Joe,
you're not having a conversation with me.
But don't ask it when it's on the floor,
Don't ask me.
please.
Just write it down.
You're going to make the conversation strong, and I don't appreciate it.
Don't do that. You know? Okay. How is that? We had our own issues. And I keep telling you on this platform that no one can compare COVID to Dumso. You can't compare it. You know why? Because Dumso is worse. And I'll tell you why. Let me tell you why.
I'll be wrapping up for me.
I'll be wrapping up. And then I'll move on to the next topic. I'll be wrapping up. Without electricity, nothing works. Just these few days. Just this less than 1 year. Less than 6 months. We are battling with the energy sector. Look how they are fumbling. Look how they can't sit. That is how serious it is. Businesses are already dying. Barbers have been interviewed. They're already crying. Go to Accra and go and see what is happening. People are already shouting. You see what I'm saying? Without electricity, COVID would have been a hurdle for you. Why? Because people will be dying under the bed. Are you aware of the fact that in Ashanti region, was it recently or is it up north? I was watching on the news yesterday. 2 babies died because electricity went off. Without electricity, COVID would have been an albatross on your neck. Someone solved it before you came. You're sitting here and telling us that we are moving on to the right direction with these indicators. Unemployment from 8.4, you've turned it to 14 plus. Food inflation at 8.7, you turned it to 28. You're talking about the right direction. See, let's talk about the elections.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is charging the EC to be very fair.
Fairness, and I keep saying this. Fairness is the basics for every society's growth, whether you like it or not. See all these countries that are surrounding us, the Mali and the Nigers and all those people that are shouting today. You know why? Because they feel that the people that are in place were not fair to them. The Peace Council is talking. The NCC has to be up and doing. It is good that Otumfo has waded into it because this has been some of the things that we have been talking about. We keep saying that, listen, you're sitting down watching this government say things anyhow. Someone gets up and says that we are handing over to an MPP government, whether they like it or not. Someone says we are winning by hook or crook. Someone says that we are winning this election with. Look, they keep saying these things, and we're sitting down, we're watching, and we're telling them in their faces. Now listen, if you think it is going to be business as usual, rethink it. Because the truth of the matter is that Ghana does not belong to any single person in the Flagstaff House. No. His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, before he came to power in 2016, you remember how he used to sit in Trotro and be begging people? Begging. He would sit in Trotro and be begging. That time, the people of Ghana had what is called the strength. And you wanted that strength.
Almost every individual that wants power in this country goes through that process. We've seen,
KMJ, I'll tell you.
We've seen the former president go through
John
that.
Dramani
Even
Mahama.
Alan is doing the same thing now.
coming.
There are places Alan is sitting. I'm sure if he becomes a president, he will not sit in the next.
Look, if you take
it's a natural phenomenon for every individual that wants to be a president.
Let me land. Look, when you take His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, you take President Kufuor, you take Atta Mills, and you look at the level of patience that they had with the people of Ghana. You know, I have my differences with President Kufuor's governance, but I'm telling you that when it comes to patience, being down to earth, we've heard people like Manasseh indicate that, look, we've said worse things to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Worse things to John Dramani Mahama. He doesn't even speak back. He's patient, he's relaxed. You have a president who goes to sit down and say, yeah, if you want, don't vote for me. If you like, go to hell. I won't hold your hands up and vote for. Why? Because your time is over. So we're telling them in the faces that, listen, the youth of this country are sick and tired. You have not created jobs. People are struggling. Things are getting worse. At least they are worse off than what we left for you. We're going for an election. Allow it to be free and fair. Let everybody go out there and cast their votes. Let the people feel that, okay, Baumia won. There's no problem. Everybody saw it. He has won. Gainy. John Mahama won. There's no problem. Gainy. But don't come and be telling me that laptops in EC and BVRs and DVRs and whatever is missing since last year. And you're telling me to sit down and watch you calmly. No. It just doesn't make any sense. They say, oh, the laptops, there's nothing in the laptop. The laptops are what is holding the softwares that are used to update and upload and offload. You come and tell me that 5 laptops are missing. Look, when you're even going for IPAC meeting, the places that you have to cross to get into the hall for IPAC meeting with military men and the likes, you're telling me that laptops are missing from Cerebro's office. And you don't know what happened. And the security cameras are not working. And nobody saw it. And it's gone. They say they want to do tax, right? We're also gearing up. That is when they would realize, when they mess this country up, that they themselves will have nowhere to go. Because at the end of the day, it is not free and fair. When it is free and fair, everybody is comfortable.
The president, over the period in his speeches, promised Ghanaians that there's going to be
How many times the president, KMJ, the president told you there will be no haircuts? He didn't tell you that. Didn't the president tell you they won't go to IMF? Didn't he tell you that? Don't you realize the kind of
You see the same thing repeating itself again?
Exactly. Like, they keep talking and talking. It's not about the talk. It's about when you say something, let your word be your bond. You don't come and tell me that there will be no haircuts, everything is okay, and you know, there won't be a problem, and I'll finish 111 hospitals in this thing, and I'll do this, and then time keeps passing. Every time you're just shouting. The noise is too much. It's not it. Let your actions show. A president who tells you that, oh, I don't support LGBTQ, look at how he's fighting for it to receive a bill. Look how he's fighting to receive a bill. For someone who says, oh, this thing will never happen, receive the bill. Why? If you receive it, have you signed it? If you receive the bill in your office at Flagstaff House, have you signed it? If you say Attorney General says don't sign it, if you receive it, have you signed it? They should let us think. They should try. We're watching them.
Anyway, So, probably, let me just take you.
All right. Thank you, KMG. I think the call of the Otumfo is very timely. And all well-meaning Ghanaians would continue to add their voice to ensure that we have credible elections. It is the foundation for every democracy. Where there are no credible elections, you cannot talk about peace, you cannot talk about nothing. So it is absolutely important that the EC conducts itself in a manner that brings confidence in the ordinary voter out there and all the participants in this political process. As for that, it is absolutely important. And it must be able to decouple itself from any and every influence from the ruling party and the government. It must. The EC must ensure that, situations where the government becomes the PR agency for the EC at every turn is unhealthy.
Is that what is happening now? Do we have instances like that?
Every single time. I'm waiting for the time when the government will disagree with the EC, whether it is during the NDC administration or during the NPP administration. So when people have doubts about the EC, when people have doubts about the conduct of elections, when elections become like battlegrounds and cinema for bloodletting, it is because of the continuous conduct of the EC. I mean, when the
EC has been there for the past how many years now? When the NPP is in power,
is it not strange to you?
No, Courage. I want to be sure of something. So the EC has been in that office for the past 8 years now, when the NPP has been in power, right? Under the leadership of the president, Alan Chamantin was there. The movement was Butterfly was there. All these things were happening. The president, like you're saying, indications of PR for the EC. There were all things that were happening. Did we have the NPP complaining, or the NDC complaining about some of these things that you're complaining about right now?
So, again, that is why I'm describing the conduct of these two parties. Whenever NDC is in power, everything the EC does is hallelujah.
So it's something that happens with everybody.
Yeah, and every time
so you are also to be
the NPP is in power, everything EC does hallelujah. Do you get it?
If
and
I'm saying the NDC is also in the same position, everything is hallelujah.
And that
it is something that happens that you are also involved.
And it does not send the right signal for an institution that's supposed to be independent of state powers.
Alan Chamantin will not do the same?
Not at all. Never.
What makes you think so?
In his entire 40 plus years in public service, he has not been corrupt. He is not corrupt, will never be corrupt.
He was part of the NPP when they were singing hallelujah.
Of course. And his record, and mind you, 25th September when he launched the movement, he made a statement which continues to be profound and he continues to be justified, that the NPP today is not what they set out to establish in 1992.
At what point did he know that?
Of course.
Was it the first 4 years?
Of course, we all see.
Or the last 2 years?
All of us are witnesses to the degeneration in the party.
I know, but I'm asking about when he decided this is the change that I didn't ask for.
All of us are witnesses.
If they're going that way, then I'm not part of it. Or it was when he decided that I wanted
KMJ,
to be a president.
you are part of Joyprime.
Exactly.
If you find anything going wrong with Joyprime, your first instinct is to do what? Try and have the capacity to deal with it. So your first move will be, okay, can I become, for example, manager of Joyprime, all right? So that I can fix these things. When you attempt to do that, and even basic fundamentals of principles of fairness will not be allowed to prevail. And everything is done in the negative to ensure that you do not even get that position in order that you solve the problem. You are at every liberty to walk, aren't you?
It's the reason that Alan walked
aren't
away.
you?
Of course.
And exactly.
My value says me right on that.
And that is exactly what Alan has done. And that is what people of principle do. That is what people of principle do. Of course, I was a communicator for the NPP. Every single communication I did for the party, it's up there. It's on record. Whether it's on this channel or it's on Main Joy.
And there are communications you're proud of?
Absolutely, because never did I sit on radio to justify robbery. Never did I sit on TV or any channel to justify public officials basically stealing. Never did I sit there to justify incompetence. Never. Because there are principles that must undergird the politics that we do. But when you have characters like you, who see nothing wrong with everything that is wrong with our politics today, they cannot even as much as lift a whimper when things are going wrong. He and I were on the same platform of national communicators. Not once could he even cough about obvious wrong doings that were going on. Because of my principal stance, I was even taken off the platform.
Really?
Of course, 25th August, I was taken off the platform because my principal stance, because I asked the right questions, that we went to promise the people in 2016 that we want to come and fix this. When it is not happening, the least we can do is to be humble, accept it, and ask the people to understand us. Not to keep this arrogant posturing and pretend as though everything is right.
And that's how they took you off the platform.
Of course, of course.
And that's how you ended communication.
Up until when I was taken off, all the records of my engagement are there, and I still have the portal. I can show them to you. It is not there. We come on the back of, we come to power, we say we want to create jobs, right? We want to industrialize. One this way, one factory, which Alan Chematin managed, which has created 170,000 jobs, which is the only thing that president could talk about, even in the State of the Nation.
As for the creation of jobs, yes, everybody can attest to it. It's the maintaining and making it grow. That's the problem.
No,
you disagree with the creation of jobs as well?
No. But when Alan has created those jobs, and yet inflation is where it is, interest rate is where it is, corruption continues to happen unchecked. Do you understand? These are the things that inform the general macroeconomy in which businesses thrive. When power is a challenge, then that's a different conversation. So when he has done that, you don't sit here and impugn his integrity. You do not. Even the president in this year, his State of the Nation's address, he could not single out anybody for superior performance other than Alan Chematin. The only thing he had to talk about in terms of real jobs and achievements is what Alan had done. And then you come and sit here because of what? To question his integrity? That will not be tolerated or countenanced anywhere on any day.
So in your opinion, you think that the issue will be fair with that?
So this election is about the unprecedented 2024 election. It's about the unprecedented. This is the first time we have a former president wanting to become president again. It's not happening in the Fourth Republic. This is the first time we have one who represents one major religious group. We have a Muslim who wants to be president again. This is the first time in the Fourth Republic. This is the first time. Then you have a colossal figure, a man who has been known for competence, performance, and integrity, leave a major political party, set up himself as an independent candidate, have a movement of young people behind him, also seeking to become president. That election is extremely critical for the very survival of our democracy. And that is why the call of the Asantehene is very, very important. But when you have a situation where even pension funds are not safe, and enjoying haircuts, the economy has been so mismanaged. And you have a government that continues to posture itself in arrogance, forgetting about the suffering of the people, and continue to insist that all is well, all is well, all is well. Very disconnected from the people. The few people who identify with the needs of the people, with the sentiments of the people, are not the people whose credibility you call to question, just because it doesn't suit you.
Okay. Very well. Thank you, Courage. Let me move on to Ben.
KMJ, you see, I am amazed with certain things that my brothers are saying here on this big platform of yours. I mean, look, Adele seems to say that Dumso was a worldwide problem, right?
Dumso was a worldwide problem.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
He
said Dumso was more challenging than COVID. That's what he said.
How does that equate to
no?
worldwide?
So listen, I'm making a rebuttal, right? COVID came as a pandemic. The whole world, everybody was at a standstill. I have friends and family elsewhere who were working 2 to 3 jobs. Because of COVID, they were cut off. CNN, Al Jazeera, everybody, you could, for almost about a year, everybody was protesting. So he's saying that a homegrown problem, which came out as a result of mismanagement by the elsewhere government, is more challenging than COVID, where the whole world was made to sleep, was made to go on a lockdown. Factories were shut down. Planes weren't moving. Nobody could order anything anywhere from any factory whatsoever because of this COVID. Look, were we not in this country where when President Mahama was the president of this republic, that at Temale Teaching Hospital, during a surgery, because they had no light, they used torchlight to perform surgery. Were you not here? Did you not hear about that story? That during President Mahama's time, during the Dumso, they used torchlight to perform surgery. And Adele is telling us that, you know, this government hasn't done well when it comes to our energy. Even the little one.
Issue, there are many deprived areas that even without Dumso, they still engage in some of these things you mentioned.
But
people lose their lives on the daily. So I don't want us to criticize even that.
We know.
Let's look at the major issue.
We know that during President Mahama's time, that is when most of these businesses collapsed. Ghana was losing a tune of about $14.2 million a day. Single day. Because barbers, the economy was at a standstill. There was no light. Barbers were not working. Coasters could not function. Even the common ice water seller couldn't get blocks to put on their sachet water in traffic to sell for people. And currently, you can clearly attest to the fact that we are having challenges. We are having challenges, yes. But
so
4 years,
we've admitted
4 years,
we have
4 years,
challenges.
we endured doom so 4 good years. Government right now is saying that there are certain areas that have top loads on transformers. Government is seeking to upgrade some of these transformers. Hence, the light would go off, and then they would replace some of these transformers. Look, in our current state right now, we're almost about 32 million. ECG is telling us that there is so much load on certain, transformers. And that is what is currently, what we are, apart from the debt that we owe to the IPPs. That is why there's this on and off power, interruptions.
So, but this issue will be resolved in a couple of weeks or months.
That's exactly what we are saying.
Okay.
During President Mahama's time, a lot of marriages collapsed. Go to the statistical, go to the courts and ask.
Because of what?
Because, couples would cook, put in a fridge, and when they come back, the food is poor. Husbands get agitated, beat wives.
So same thing could be happening now?
No, I'm saying
why
that,
no?
No, because
so the
we
same
are not,
so that
if it is for a small time, okay, and then we understand that there is a system upgrade because of these loads on transformers, okay, that is different. But when we have 4 years,
so why don't you just admit that we're in a certain situation that can be likened to what we've gone through in the past?
Exactly, and
but it's been resolved. Why are we kicking against the idea of doing so anytime it comes up?
Look, you are right.
It's better for the people to understand that this is what it is, and then we all adjust ourselves.
And that is why His Excellency Bawumia is saying that we have this Kochisan every day. We are moving from these terminals and hydro to solar. And that is good for us as a country. We need to capitalize on the solar system. Look, every day the sun is on. And it takes a visionary like Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to tell us that in order to help our energy crisis, in order to beef up whatever we want to do in this country, the cost of production and all that will go down one tap into the solar system. And that is, for me, it's a genuine call.
So it's
it's something that,
when it comes to power.
Exactly. Our flag bearer is bent on doing it, and he will do it.
Not now, but when it comes to power, right?
Government has already, with Bui, we've added about 250 megawatts solar alone to Bui. And that is what government is doing. When it comes, it's going to increase it. Because as a nation, we've not looked into tapping into our solar, system and how to increase, our megawatts when it comes to solar, energy.
Okay, Ben, we're running out of time, so let's move on to the EC issue with Otumfuo, and then we'll
yes,
wrap up.
I feel that the chairperson for the EC is doing a good job. In record time, 2020, was able to announce the election results. What we need to do is that we need to encourage her. And I am glad that the largest opposition party in our country has returned to IPAC, because that is where we sit in dialogue. If there are any issues, IPAC meetings are where all these agitations will be addressed. And you know how we all revere the Otumfuo? That if Otumfuo is seeking to advise the Electoral Commission, I think it's in a good faith. Because what it is that the EC would make sure that we are all having a level playing ground where everybody at the end of the day would not come out to say that, there was electoral malfunction or whatever it was. Election is a process. We have before, during, and after. So some of these things are good for us. And I believe, if you ask me, in Ghana elections, nobody can cheat. Why I say that is that when the elections are done, everybody goes back to the polling station and openly we count votes. Then goes to the collation center, forward to Electoral Commission headquarters, and then results are announced, right? So everybody, if you win, you will know. And this polling station, remember when we went to the Supreme Court, the judges told us clearly that elections are won at the polling stations. And when voting is done at 5 p.m., everybody comes back, they open the ballot boxes, they count. Presidential, this is what this candidate got. Member of Parliament, this is what this member got. So when you have a system like that, unlike Gambia where they do everything in a closed environment and then they come out to announce results, I don't think, and that is the system that has helped us. What Jean Mensa has even done is that she has increased the number of polling stations so that all these bigger polling stations that we used to witness in 2000 and 2008, all have come to smaller ones, where credibility, everybody sees what is going on. So I believe that the king has advised the EC in a very good way. We all need to support them so that they can meet their mandate of free and fair elections. Other than that, I believe the international observers would also make observations whilst the process is going on.
Okay.
And we are in the right path. President Akufo-Addo has assured that he's bent on making sure that we have a free, fair elections, and that is what he's going to do.
Very well. Let me go to some messages that we have, and then we'll wrap up for today. Aaron Babako says that, good morning to you. The political blame game only serves to exacerbate economic problems and hinder progress towards finding solutions. By embracing a pragmatic and solution-oriented approach, we can work together to address our economic challenges and build a more prosperous future for all. It is time to desist from the blame game and come together to implement practical measures that would help us overcome our economic issues. Where did you sleep today? It looks like you're very, very positive and philosophical this morning, Aaron. Let me go to the next message, please. Can we have the next message? This one says that, good morning, KMJ, and welcome back. Thank you very much. My messages have not been read since you left, so do want to read them. Oh, where's that? John Apple. Where have you been sending those messages, please? We're sorry for that. Daniel Eni says, please, this NPP man is lying. Since NPP came, no allowance has been given to teachers and the pre-tertiary education, I beg your pardon. He should name that allowance he was talking about, please. Okay, Daniel. This one is going to Ben, I guess. Asante Moro Abbas says, can this NPP communicators tell us the range of the Wi-Fi in the various HSS schools? They sit on TV and talk anyhow without they going to the grounds to check for themselves. The Wi-Fi that even if you are around the ICT lab, you cannot connect. Ben, are you following, Ben?
Yes, I am.
Just so you're able to carry those messages to the right quarters. Sure. It's very necessary. Can I have the next one, please? Okay, so this ones were Facebook messages that we have this morning. We're going to get into some of the messages on WhatsApp as well. Maybe we'll do our wrap-up. Ben, can you react to some of the issues that were mentioned, especially with Wi-Fi?
Well, they are right that perhaps we cannot see everything. And in fact, that's why we have platforms like this. If the person could tell us where it's coming from or where the area may be, maybe perhaps, like I'm saying, we are having challenges there. But if attention is drawn, we would make sure that report to the right appropriate authority to act on that.
Okay. Adele, yes. You be very brief for me. We have lots of the messages that we'll just do and then wrap up.
Listen, let me just clarify one thing for you. So he says, oh, and Doomsaw, and I want to make reference to what he actually indicated earlier, that we were losing about 2 billion and businesses were collapsed and the country for 4 years, people were struggling. And after all of that, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama still managed to leave you inflation at 8.7. You're doing 28 plus. He left you dollar at 4.2. You're doing 13.7. He left you lending rate at 26. You're doing almost, 40. Industry, it grew at 4.3, even with all the problems you are indicating, for which reason you said Mahama should be taken off. He left you industry at 4.3, you are doing negative 1.2. He left you construction at 8.4, you are doing negative 5%. In fact, he didn't stop there. He left you $250 million in sinking fund. He left you $270 million in GIF. He left you $250 million in stabilization fund, for which when you had COVID, you still went there and then collected that money to help you in COVID. Who gave us a peso in Doomsaw? You people, when you talk, it's like, I don't know where they're coming from. See, KMJ, no, in London, listen, in London, how is it possible that someone who, it's amazing, look, someone who went through this trauma, at the point, I keep saying, he grew gray hair, he went through all this mess, still left you the kind of economy he left you. In fact, in 2017, you grew by almost 7% plus. Not your doing, John Dramani Mahama is doing. Left you all these monies, gave you Ameri, gave you Esla, gave you Atwabo $1 billion worth. You're still shouting. Manage this one that they have given you. Manage it, KMJ. You still can't manage it. We are back to Doomsaw.
Good morning, KMJ. The arrogance of that NPP guy is so expensive. He talked about corruption. Ask him why his government not taking Al Jazeera to court since they refused to apologize to their letter. Stallion, okay, you can and will never... all right, so those were messages from yesterday. The same person also sent some today. So let me try and then figure that out. It says, good morning, sir. Please ask the NPP to point 1 or 2 transformers that have been replaced and where we can find them. Okay, so Chief actually signed that and sent to us. Let me get to this one over here. It says that, good morning, once again, KMJ. Adele will continue to yell, then later cry, John Mahama will lose the 2024 elections. Nobody forced them to bring John Mahama when they know he has lost twice already and will lose for the 3rd time. They shouldn't dream of winning the elections too. Okay, so let me get that one over there. This one says that, good morning, KMJ. What the spokesperson for Alan is saying is true. I am the supporter of NPP and on most of our platforms, but most of the NPP constituency executives and the communicators don't express their views against the party stance, even though it is wrong, and anyone who do so is taken off. We voted Mahama off due to these issues of corruption, but the NPP man is there doing equalization. Let's show Ghanaians some respect. Nana Kwesi Otami and Yinem sent in that one. Let me go to Akonsi Gariba and see what he has to say today. It says that, I will urge the government to meet the demands of the teachers, especially the rent allowance and the transportation allowance for now, to serve as a motivation for the teachers to go back to the classrooms. However, Ghana needs a modern leader after President Akufo-Addo to digitalize the economy, and he's in the person of Baumia, who has the technical know-how to manage the economy of Ghana. If the NDC party is serious, I don't think they will present Mr. John Dramani Mahama to be voted for, again, BWU as possible. And this one says, please tell the government that free SHS day schools need money to run the schools. We have not received anything since August 2023. Which school are you talking about? Send us more details on that. Help us actually move the conversation further, okay? Instead of leaving it the way you guys leave it sometimes. Good morning, Mr. Host. Tell the NPP man should get my number. I want to stay away from dead party, and I will soon release their card for them. I will join Baumia after his running mates. Wow. This one over here says, hello, Joyprime. I pity the corrupt NPP man and his wicked government. In fact, the NPP government has totally destroyed the education system in Ghana. Can you imagine students under the NPP government who completed SHS and can't read and write a simple sentence? Ghanaians have shined their eyes and will surely deal with the NPP government in coming December. Coming from Yisana Ebenezer from Navrongo. Let me go to the top and see what we have over there. Maybe that will be the very last one that we'll do, and then we'll end it here. This one says that teachers have become subjects of mockery and ridicule following how teachers are being treated in Ghana. This situation has, however, aggravated under the presidency of Nana following the sheer disrespect and disregard for teachers, and subsequently the reckless comments made by the president that if teachers want to be billionaires, they should find other things to do. There's certainly something wrong with this country, and we will, in the near future, run out of teachers. You will also realize that in recent times, many of the good students are avoiding education-related courses at the tertiary level following what they hear about the plight of the teacher in Ghana, and this is a serious canker. If not dealt with, would plunge the nation into more serious crisis. And here it says, good morning, KMJ. This NPP guy, I feel beaten. Oh, no, please, don't go there. What this MVP guy is saying, he go explain Taya. Very well, let's leave it to where you go explain Taya. Briefly, we're done for today,
all right.
Unfortunately.
I keep hearing this explanation that transformers are overloaded, and that is why we are having the challenges we are having. KMJ, do you have the capacity to put any house or any building on a transformer?
No.
It's the ECG that has the transformer. And knows the capacity of the transformer. Yeah. So how can the ECG overload the same transformer? And we are told 630 of them. And then now come and tell us that, oh, we are having problem because we, the manager, overloaded the transformers. If this is not incompetence, somebody should tell me.
But most of the citizens also engage in illegal connections. They've been battling this for
No. If there's anything illegal, happening in this establishment, the establishment is to blame. You sit down, look on for it to happen, and then complain? No.
But in recent times,
secondly,
they've been very up and doing with regards to that. Can't we also be good citizens and say that we want to do the right things?
No, but if that is the case, no country would institute any system. You set systems because you don't put the responsibility on the individual.
We can't be good citizens.
No, we can, but that is not how you govern. You govern by putting measures in place to check human behavior. To enforce. The cash waterfall system, which is supposed to ensure that the IPPs get their money. The ECG has failed to go by it. A PricewaterhouseCoopers audit has established that it is fraught with a lot of inconsistencies and corruption. Now, finally, he says what? Alhaji Baumia is promising what? Solar power. Was not the same Alhaji who promised us sky trains? Where are they? Was not the same person who stood in 2017, stood in a church and promised that from then on, across the entire country, we are going to build concrete roads because the Christian Council of Churches, have requested that. He should show me 1 kilometer of concrete road that has been built in the past 7 years. So this election will not be about mere promises. It is about your track record. It's your track record. When you were handed power, whether as a minister or as president or as vice president, what did you do as against what you said you would do? And that is the basis of judgment. And that is why Alan Trematin stands tall above all of them in terms of credibility and integrity in public service. Thank you.
Very well. And that's Courage Noble, Deputy Director of Communications from Movement for Change, joining us this morning. We're also joined by Adele bin Sheikh Umar Ibrahim, National Communications, the NDC, and of course, Operations, the man in charge of Operations Accra Wing for the NDC. Ben Jewu Apia is also Communications from the NPP. And three of them were here this morning. We'd like to say a big thank you to all of you for coming and making time for us. We don't take it for granted. We really appreciate it. Hopefully next week we're going to be here again.
Sure.
You still, when are you ending the fasting, by the way?
So we're ending. It will happen
It's sad I've not followed that.
Between 8th and 9th of next month. April.
So we still have some more.
Yeah, between 8th. Hey, Masa,
but are we going to go for health work? This NPP's going.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have those basic details, but we're having.
I had it somewhere. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, the Youth Working Committee, Greater Accra, at least will be meeting, on the 1st.
To decide on that.
We'll be having conversations regarding Sing. Yeah.
Okay.
And we're gearing up, really. I mean, we're gearing up for these elections. Like I said, the youth, for operations, we are not relenting. We're not playing. We're telling them in their faces they should just do things right. End of story. No long story. No jokes. They should just do things right, and then we all follow.
If the remaining months, if the NPP does everything right, what would the NDC do?
I know. If
it's to kick them out.
These people,
if between now and you see all the sky trains and everything happening,
they can't help.
What do you
They are still promising.
What do you attend? You have faith. But for anybody in UCC or in the Cape Coast area, this afternoon, the Yellow Army UCC chapter will be inaugurated.
Okay.
So there's a team that is there to ensure that KNUSTs was inaugurated over the weekend. So they're teaming young people who want integrity in public leadership, and they are mobilizing themselves, and UCC will be inaugurated. Next Saturday, other campuses will also be inaugurated. So if you happen to be in UCC, join the Yellow Army, and let's change Ghana for leadership of credibility, to move Ghana from poverty to prosperity. That is Alan Martin.
Very well. Thank you. And Ben, we're going to call, right?
Yes.
We're sorted.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a health work and all that.
Well, it's, this Easter break, what we want to ask is just people should be safe.
Great.
And if Ghanaians are listening to us this morning, they should remember President John Dramani Mahama in their prayers. We have gathered an intel that he's not well.
On that note, we'll end the conversation over here. Ben. All right. Many thanks to those who sent their messages to us this morning as well. We really appreciate it. And please disregard what Ben just said about the former president. Disregard it. But then, once again, thanks to you guys for coming. We'll still have some more coming up. The big interview this morning, we have Akufo-Addo joining us here. She said, no. Yeah. Oh, she's looking I saw her yesterday. She's coming this morning here on the show. So you want to watch that interview a bit later. Rosalind Philly has got that interview coming up. What's trending? And what's trending? What's trending is coming. Sidua, the Golden Girl, has got the details on that as well. We've got some sports updates also coming as well. And, Big Chef is running. If you have not watched it yet, last week on Sunday, the kids came up strongly and they did all that they had to do. I was a guest judge on that, and I had some really fun on that set. I ate plenty of food, and some of them I'm practicing in the house. It's not going well, but I'm trying my best. Ben, are you a good cook?
Oh, I am.
Because people say those who talk a lot don't.
Oh, me, well, it might be true, but me, I don't talk too much when it comes to cooking.
Because
I'll just do it for you. Oh, I will just do it for you.
What's your favorite? What good food can you cook? Good food.
Banku and okra. If you want me, I can do it by way of mouth. I can tell you how.
Oh, is it? So maybe they were bringing you over here to do it right in
no problem.
I think you should have us three.
No, that would be good. Brenda, let's put it
so that we'll let the taste do the talking.
Yeah, that's all.
Not the mouth.
Almost very raw.
Hey. Oh, you got some skills.
Almost very raw.
Well, for
see, you know a chef by the way he holds his knife and cuts.
Yeah.
That will be the first test before we even start cooking.
Ben hasn't done enough.
We're proud.
I should take it easy because some of us really know how to cook.
I see. No, that would be good. We'll put you guys together and we'll have that. But don't forget to watch it every Sunday at 5. We'll bring you that, exciting, the drama, the tension, everything. And Jaden is just doing some magic over there on the show. So you want to make sure that you tune in this coming Sunday as well. On a more serious note, we'll also be airing this Friday at 8 p.m. Make sure that you also tune in and get to enjoy all those wonderful conversations the team brings to you. And of course, myself, Samini Sekda, will be coming to Martinez We'll be coming through with another exciting edition on Friday. And also, look out for for Kids Paradise every weekend. You know, that's where the kids sit. They have conversations about almost everything. You know, it's very exciting listening to them. So please do well and get to watch that as well. Coming up, what's trending? The Golden Girl is ready. Still with us. And Shola is coming back again. She was here yesterday. She did incredibly well with that. And she's got some concert for you. So please do stay.
This is a call to you. The dreamers. The ones that see no boundaries.
Dreamers take a chance.
The explorers that chart their own path.
Unlock the vibes, connect the energy.
The ones that dare to challenge the status quo.
Get connected, feel the
When others try to think outside the box, you wonder, what box?
catch the wave, enjoy the ride.
To the architects of their journeys. Every connection is an opportunity to explore every experience. This is your call to adventure. Your journey begins here. Be bold, be daring, be free. Connecting passions, connecting dreams, connecting ambitions. Telecel, connecting energies.
Dive into a new era of news consumption with myjoyonline.com, your go-to destination for cutting-edge journalism, giving you the most credible stories from business to politics and from sports to entertainment. myjoyonline.com introduces an upgraded news website meticulously designed to empower you with an enriched browsing experience like never before. Experience the future of news browsing with myjoyonline.com.
Dasiba, I am grateful to be rectified at this moment and accepted as part of your traditional culture and have a father who is a king in Yendi. I have embarked on a journey to be a leader. I can't be on this journey alone. I become what I become because of you. And anyone that thinks for people is successful. Start to think for your people and everyone will grow. I have embarked on this journey to be able to move with the youth of this country. Your voice really matters. And I think we should skip the noise and obey the voice. Your problem is my problem. I've already seen it and I'm coming with a solution. I am coming to put a 1 million CDs on the university challenge for the 10 universities and UDS is one of them. We have to invest their money into that business that they presented. We will guide them until they walk on the path of success. It's money, keeping it and making sure it's spreaded right. Remember, I'm investing in you. Thank you.
The second coming of Dr. Kwame.
You are still watching Prime Morning here on Joyprime. My name is Loishola Ademi, and it's time for What's Trending. All right, let's go straight into our stories. On my first trending story is Funny Face. So yesterday, I told you, I gave you an update that even though he hit 5 people and on the road on Sunday, nobody actually died. But, you know, news reaching us is that some are in coma, some are heavily injured and whatnot. Now, there's updates again that he has been remanded for 2 weeks. So, yes, he's behind bars till 2 weeks, and then he can go to court and, you know, we'll hear the verdict, final verdict on, you know, whether he will go for life, whether he will come out. Well, that is when we will find out. But, yes, there are comments. Netizens have actually, they have reacted to this, and we're going to take a few of the comments. So, let's get straight into our comments. So Danny says, this man in life story, they pay me. That is what Danny is saying. Now, to more comments, Jason says they should just read this guy. Man is going through a lot. Eddie says, how can you drink and be driving at the same time? Bro, dude got money. Make them chop him small. Now, K Breezy says, this guy puts on our face as we be kiddies pan, where now he they go through this, he be sad. Eddie says, funny face behave said yeah or non kwana broken heart touching no pain. Low key boys they go through but we force they act normal. After this he'll learn sense. Richard says, Ghana police, stop delaying. Quickly, prosecute him and put him in jail if he's guilty. There's no need to delay things. We are watching. He should get some jail time for that incident. Mufti is the one saying that. Okay, so as I said, please do not drink and drive. I think I've been resounding this since Monday, but it is very, 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 very key to put this in your head, not to drink and drive, because you never know who you will wound by doing that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes, on to my next story. I told you that a Senegal guy has just, he stood for the presidential elections and he actually won, and he won at 44. This is the first time this has happened in Africa. I know that everyone or people have been saying that, we are all hoping that a young person will finally get to be in these governmental positions and actually effect change finally. And now we are living, and we've seen that the person, 44-year-old Basiru, a Senegal guy, has finally emerged president. Now, he says as part of his promises to the country of Senegal, he is going to rule the country with transparency and humility. He says he's going to be as humble and, transparent as possible. This got netizens talking, and we're going to look at a few of the comments, but I know that this is what we've always wanted. Someone who will be transparent with us, someone who will be humble, listen to the cries of the people, and actually effect change. So yes, let's go straight to the comments. Alice says that this shows the youth is tired of these old people. Gilda Love just sent a very nice love emoji. Mami Sewa says, very good. Ghana learn from them. The old men will kill us, will they? Miss Doreen says, this is what all African countries need. Young visionary leaders, not this old dying man who won't let us rest. Creed 555 says, don't let African youth down. They're asking him not to fail us. Overwise GS says, congratulations. Nana Yao Aiden says, thumbs up. They are all behind him. Milidential says, I'll build toilet facilities. 50 years, Vice President Baumia. Oliver Cote says, we need such young and vibrant people in Ghana, not these old grandpapas. Friends, Caliboy says, you better make some changes that more Africans can emulate. EL says, our corrupted board, empty-headed leaders must equally be sacked for the youngins to rule. Are they empty-headed, you guys? Dog Amuzi says, congratulations. Another person is saying, congratulations. Zil says, I hope he's not the French puppet. Not Senegal. We'll feel the heat. Paul Yaro says, someone wish he was the one. K. Dinah said, check that the guy. I say in the chance. I say guy and I say in the chance. Official says he will do it. And yes, people are still sharing their comments. Karen says, this could be cheddar, but he's thinking of the sea instead of Ghanaian. Nanama says, let's change this old folks. Pension is 60 years. Why do we elect men above 60 to rule us? As you are aging, your brain goes down. So if Africa can be bold and sack all these old folks, we will get a little assurance. Fucking Delicious says, God of Ghana, what of Ghana? Please awaken the youth. Let's vote for a change this year. Enough of the old folks leading us into abject darkness. UG Bay says, God of Nigeria. Who is KP? Says, Ghana should learn from this and stop making grandpa run for president. You guys are mean. And I think we should also give Cheddar the chance so that at least the youth can be on top too. And I believe with that, there will be good governance. Mr. Nixon says, it's about time we change the old to the young of governance. Real Sammy says, Ose Cheddar. Ose Cheddar. Real Official Samuel is sending fire emojis. And Wiz Khalif says, Nanso, when they ever start, so you turn ancient of days in power. Yeah, so you had it right there. Now, Ghanaian musician A.Y. Puyo says that his former record label deleted all his songs. He's accusing them of deleting all his songs on social media. Now, you know that he was working with, his former label for a very long time, and they actually helped him produce many of his hits. Most of his hit songs came from that label. Now that he has stopped working with them, it's like they're having a little beef. And because of that, they have deleted all his hit songs online. And he says he's pissed. In fact, he says he almost died when he found out that all his music have been deleted online on streaming platforms, and he is livid. He's not happy about it. Let's take a look at the video. Sorry.
Imagine I'm earning my fans will notice over 1 year now, all my songs have been deleted from the online stores, and that has affected me, really affected me. That brought me here as an upcoming artist. Look at me. So imagine I'm earning $2,000 a month, $3,000, and all of a sudden you are not earning anything because you've deleted your song from online because you guys have issue. And so when one is going, one have to cut the catalogs you guys have. No, it hasn't have to be like that. It shouldn't be like that. It should be like, okay, if we have an issue, okay, you are going, Poyo, okay, so we have to share percentage. Even if you are gone, I have a percentage in the songs you are taking because we work together to get a team. You get it? But it wasn't like that. And I know, I'm just saying this because I know some people are doing it in Ghana. And I'm not just saying it. Where I found myself in the industry right now, I have to put it out there, let the people know there are certain things we can have a way of doing it down to, this is killing my career, like killing my career dead, like you won't come back again, we are buried. No, it shouldn't be like that. You have to earn. Imagine over 1 year, and how many, earnings like you'll be getting over 1 year. People will be searching my soul, they can't find.
I don't know how they are going to solve this, but I don't know if they are going to meet each other halfway and say, okay, we'll give you back your music so you can still keep earning all the dollars and the millions you want to earn. But, well, that's what AY Poyo is saying. Now, let me end our trends on a lighter note. So, you know that recently the energy minister came to say that he's not aware of any form of doomsday. Ghana is doomsday free, you understand? Well, he says that those who claim they have doomsday should make their own list, so that we can see what's happening. People have actually heard that, and they have started making the list. People came out to, bring their list out to say, if you say there's no doomsday, we will show you that there's actually doomsday. And there is actually a press release saying that, let me read a little bit. It says for immediate release, calls for load shedding timetable. Energy minister was only being factual. He says that, the energy minister was only being factual. Dr. Matthew he didn't have any malicious intent. He didn't try to, insult anybody. He was just saying that, well, he hasn't really seen it. And if you have, just bring your timetable out. Well, Ghanaians have heard it, and they have started doing their timetable. We will make sure that's do you understand? So this is someone's timetable. It's a timetable from Dasuman Mataheko. Monday, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. off. 3 a.m. to 12 noon off. Tuesday, 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. off, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. off, Wednesday, 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. off, Thursday, 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. off, Friday, 7 a.m. off, Saturday, 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. off, and then Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We'll see any doomsday. Obviously, we have showed you, and they've signed it, okay? So this is professional. The person was being ethical and professional, trying to let you know that if you say there's no doomsday in Ghana, we are showing you that there's actually doomsday, and that's on period, okay? So here's how we end our trends for now. But let's go to birthdays. Today's 27th of March. Remember that we, the Marchborns, we are, we are G, we are Guy, okay? And we are definitely special. So we are going to celebrate a few of you. And let's head straight to our birthdays. So our first birthday, happy birthday, sweetheart. I pray for blessings to surround you in every way. May you be showered with love, happiness, and prosperity. not just today, but every day of your life. Cheers to another year of amazing adventures and beautiful memories. Happy birthday, my sunshine. From Phyllis to Nancy. Happy birthday to you, my dear. May God bless your new age, Miss Mary Ashiagbo. Have a wonderful birthday from Kafu Kafu. Three, happy birthday to Mrs. Lucy Ewini, former Deputy Regional Minister for Upper East Region, proprietor for Mother Teresa Educational Center. This is from your niece, Patience Mboum. She's from Boku in the Upper East Region. Today is a day to celebrate the legend Asada. He's been a great friend, loving brother, and an amazing and respectful soul. Today is your birthday, and I wish you a blessed day from Festus, your big brother. Happy birthday to Dr. Frank Odame, Medical Director at Medifem Multi-Specialist Hospital and Fertility Center. Age graciously and impacts more as always. We love you dearly. Happy birthday, Ralph Aure, from everyone at Crossgates Ministries. God bless you for your selfless service to the church. We love you. No, and that's the last one. Happy birthday to Rejoice Sikanya Miche, Secretary and Marketing Manager for CMG Travel Consults. This is from, our sales department to you. You are a good client, and we're trying to make you understand that you are special. So enjoy your day, and make sure you're having all the fun that you can have. Because we have more for you, and do not go anywhere. Just stay here. We have more conversations coming up for you. We can go again. Let me do one last one. Rejoice Sikanya Meche, Secretary and Marketing Manager for CMG Travel Consults. We are celebrating you today because you are such a good client. This is from our sales department to you, and we wish that you have a good day. Make sure that you eat all the cakes you can eat, okay? All right, so as I was saying, we are not ending the show here, but we are taking a little breather. When we come back, there's more. My name is Loishala Ademi. Do not go anywhere.
I fell in love twice in my life. The first was here at this little piece of paradise, Bota Hotel Akosombo, where nature welcomes me with carefully crafted experiences. Where the perfect panoramic views received me, no matter where I cruised to, go swimming or partied with friends. Nature smiled at me and touched me just the way I needed. A vacation is what you need in this little peace paradise. Bota Hotel. Experience nature. For bookings or enquiries, contact us on 054 435 7705 or sales@botahotel.com.gh.
Own your moments in South Africa this Easter holiday. Explore new holiday deals at southafrica.net. Come journey with us.
We know the dream is big. We know the passion gets you going. And you have the potential to make great strides. The Chartered Institute of Marketing, Ghana, has always been an avid supporter of industry excellence and innovation. This is why we are excited to announce the CIMG Professional Marketing Qualifications. CIMG has designed practical courses to help you make that dream a reality right here in Ghana. We are geared up and ready to support you on this journey to becoming a world-class professional marketer. Register today and be on your way to greatness. For more information, call us on 055 274 6592. Visit our website www.cimghana.org or email us on info@cimghana.org. Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana, working for Ghana.
Get reliable insurance cover and amazing freebies with Coronation Insurance in our ongoing More to Win promo. Simply visit ecoronation.com or walk into any of our offices now to buy or renew your motor insurance and win amazing freebies. Terms and conditions apply. For more information, call or WhatsApp us on 0302 772606. Coronation Insurance for everything.
Who are you to stop freedom? Are you God? You can stop freedom.
Volta Region, Ho, on the 27th of March, Nana Kwame Bediako is coming to you to listen and to interact with you at the Ho Technical University, JCR. Time is 2 p.m. Meet Nana and have a great encounter.
Who are you to stop freedom? Are you God? You can stop freedom. We promote latent, we don't kill latent. Oh, they use like him. We promote latent, we don't.
Well, it's really great to be in your company here as I bring you a big dose of sport this morning. And loads and loads of beautiful messages gone by with our birthdays and our anniversaries. Happy birthday to everybody who's celebrating a birthday today. But let's now get down to the business, shall we? So yesterday, the Black Stars were held to a 2-2 draw by Uganda in the city of Marrakech in Morocco. Now, this wraps up a 2-legged international friendly set of assignments that the Black Stars were engaged in. Do remember that the Black Stars engaged the Super Eagles earlier, and the Super Eagles won that game. Now, interestingly, one big performer on the day was Jordan Ayew. Now, Jordan Ayew has been at the center and the heart of massive criticism for various reasons. Now, you ask yourself a very big question. So, Jordan Ayew's inclusion in the team and his performance, why is nobody talking about the performance? Well, so he scored a goal and, gave an assist to Jerome Opoku to record his debut goal for the Black Stars. So this is how it went. But Uganda were a tough nut to crack on the day. Let's go back for the highlights, and then we'll take a listen to Coach Akufo-Addo on his thoughts on how it should have gone and what the lapses were.
Akufo-Addo made 5 changes to the starting lineup that played against Nigeria, with Ebenezer Annan, Dennis Odoi, Abu Francis, Abdul Fattah Isahaku, and Jojo Wallacott coming into the team. Ghana started on a strong foot and created chances, with Jordan Ayew the first to have a go at the Uganda goalkeeper. However, his shot from a free kick in close range was parried away. Crystal Palace forward went on to create the opening goal after his delivery from a corner kick was met by Jerome Opoku, who scored to break the deadlock in the 7th minute. It was the centre-back's first goal for the Black Stars since making his debut appearance last year. Ghana's joy was short-lived as Stephen Mukwala drew the Cranes leveled 14 minutes after the opening goal of the game. Annan had fouled his marker in the box, and the Asante Kotoko forward stepped up to convert the resulting advantage to make it 1-1. Shortly after, the Black Stars won a penalty of their own through Odoi, who was fouled in the Ugandan box. Jordan Ayew took the responsibility and scored from the spot to restore Ghana's lead, making it 4 goals for him in his last 3 games for the national team. Anas Nyama came close to adding a 3rd before the break, but his effort just went over the crossbar as Ghana headed into the recess with a 2-1 lead. The return from the break saw very minimal chances from the two teams, but it was Uganda who looked dangerous anytime they surged forward. Wallacott was forced into a decent save in the 73rd minute after Ghana's defense fell asleep from a Uganda attack. The Cranes were finally rewarded for their efforts 8 minutes later, as Wallacott's save from a header was not dealt with properly, with the opposition scoring from the rebound to make it 2-2. Despite a late attempt for the winner, none of the two teams could find the back of the net as the game ended in a stalemate. The result means Akufo-Addo's side failed to win a game during the March international break, having lost to Nigeria in their first friendly.
We didn't win a game, so this is the general summary, which is bad. I think we can, if we see the first match, I think there was, even though we lost, you could see that there were a lot of positive things still, especially in the second half with 10 men playing good football, having good movements, well positioned against a strong Nigerian team with a lot of young players. And yeah, the second match was more difficult for us. And I know that if we want to build something, especially like having ball possession, playing out from the back, there will be mistakes, and with mistakes sometimes comes a little bit of fear also to make mistakes. So yeah, we have to get over it. It was a good learning today. There were some good parts, but in all, surely it's a way too less to play 2-2 against Uganda. We expect more, even though, I mean, a lot of players were missing, I don't have to say. But still, we could have done better. Little bit unlucky with the 2 goals against us, with the penalty and the second one, I don't know if it was even a goal, but in all the football we played was not good enough. We should have created more chances, especially in the final third. We have to work on creating more chances.
Well, Akufo-Addo there. Let's now do some more and throw the focus on the just ended African Games, and there are some stories that are popping up in the aftermath. Now, some volunteers were up in arms yesterday and were demanding unpaid allowances. Now, question you'd ask yourself is, this is a volunteering job, so where does issues of allowances come in? Well, these volunteers claim that they were promised, that they'll be given allowances at the end of the whole event. Meanwhile, the main agreement that was entered with these volunteers was that what will be provided will be their meals, their accommodation, and their ground transfer. Away from that, nothing else will be done. But conversations with the lead volunteer or the head of the volunteers showed that they are claiming that there is a certain conversation that was had with the LOC. Well, we've been monitoring the situation and put together this report.
No special package with my money orientation. I'm going to say, I'm going to say, my expect package for number be my any more Jumani even last minute, you got the boys in the crowd. It is any person, and you have for Musa. And see, if your mama is standing free money on quarter, I say, I check it out 12 o'clock without giving us any money. On my shame, I say, me flee while I want to buy a menante.
The budget about, and I'm not volunteer. I'm volunteer to man, and I'm for a Sikamaya. You see, also, I'm buying for somebody. The lawyer, and him number. No, yeah, do it, and after that. 7,000 each volunteer. What time 8 million of us are for 4 minutes. 4 minutes, boss. I don't know, and I'll cost money some volunteer. Ghana, Yama. Fine. But volunteer tomorrow. Or we to get the tomorrow, I'm at now. Or I can
according to the sports minister, can also big academy. That big academy.
So the 200 cities you are giving me there, it's not and five. I remember the and it's almost $5,000 in brand. Not more money you make almost 5,000.
So we are picking information. Say some of the foreign volunteers have been paid some amounts. So by comparing that to what they are trying to give us, we think it's a rip-off. So all we are fighting for is that whatever is due us, they should give it to us. Then everybody respects it.
So rather unfortunate turn of events, but we are still with these volunteers. These are grieved volunteers. So making a lot of contact. We've actually, made the first attempt at getting a response from the LOC and the ministry, but we are yet to get any responses. So we'll be doing in the next couple of hours, and we'll bring you up to speed on it as well. So let's now get through to more on the African Games. Now, the minority is demanding accountability on the part of the LOC and the ministry for resources that were allocated to the organization of the 13th edition of the African Games. Now, Honorable Kobna Mensah Wuyume is a member of parliament and also a member of the Select Committee on Youth and Sports. Now, he has been asking some questions, and this was during a brief news conference yesterday.
The just ended games were a monumental disaster and total embarrassment to our dear country. The Akufo-Addo Bawumia NPP government spent a staggering $240 million on the just ended games. Yet, the organization and management of the event was poor and shambolic. While the government sacrificed value for money principles and breached procurement procedures, infringed on the Public Financial Management Act, leading to huge expenditure, Ghanaians have been swayed by the frivolous outcome of the games to believe all is well. Given the current state of the Ghanaian economy, which has been rendered bankrupt by the Akufo-Addo Bawumia NPP government, emerging details about the hefty expenditure on the games raise eyebrows and concerns among Ghanaians. Several unfortunate incidents that were recorded in the course of the games left many wondering whether that quantum of money was really spent on the games. Another issue of concern was the doomsaw at the Cape Coast Stadium, the Games Village, and the other centers for the games. University of Ghana, Legon in Accra, which left the guests stranded while the government has been busy denying that doomsaw is back. Doomsaw was advertising itself at the games. It was so embarrassing to have some of our foreign guests sit outside their rooms due to dark shades which had enveloped the entire area. This left most guests in fear and wondered what was happening. This was most embarrassing, knowing very well that we had international guests. Couldn't we have saved our country from this big shame? As if that was not shameful enough, the local organizing committee employed some people to spray the dead grass on the football pitch with green oil.
All right, so Honorable Kobna Mensah Woyome delivering, his bit or the opposition's bit of, their verdict on what happened with the African Games. So I know there are loads and loads of thoughts on this particular one, and the conversations will not end. We're also focusing on what will be happening after these games, legacy-wise and all of that. And these are conversations that will continue. So we'll be bringing you some more. Do remember to click on the sports page of myjoyonline.com for more stories, and we'll be doing some more in here. Now, we'll be bringing you another interesting conversation with Coronation Insurance. Now, Coronation Insurance have some very amazing packages that you need to know about. We have some friends from Coronation Insurance here in the studio. Celestine Donko. She will be here. And there's a new project. She'll be talking about all of that right here on the show. And that's what we'll be looking at. And of course, later on as well, we'll be throwing the focus on politics. Akufo-Addo, is she running again as an independent candidate? Is she bringing some solutions, especially in the area of agriculture? Well, we'll do all of that here, and she'll be having that conversation later on with Rosalind Felly. Every reason to stay with us because the excitement just started on the show. This is Prime Morning. My name is Nathaniel Atta, and I have love for sport.
Salvation, healing, miracles. The Accra Sports Stadium is about to witness the unmistakable power of God.
Be healed. Be healed of weakness. Be healed of diseases. Be delivered from it right now. In the name of Jesus Christ.
The Good Friday Miracle Service with Evangelist Dag Heward-Mills is here with us again. Mark your calendars. It's 29th March, 3 p.m. at the Accra Sports Stadium. Yes, the Good Friday Miracle Service this year is happening at the Accra Sports Stadium. Experience the power of the cross and the efficacy of the blood as we come together to mark the great sacrifice of Jesus Christ. The Good Friday Miracle Service with Evangelist Dag Heward-Mills, 29th March 2024, 3 p.m. at the Accra Sports Stadium. Be there.
Daddy, this tank is big.
Yes, that's true.
It can store a lot of water.
That's so true.
Wow, it has a working tortoise on it.
That's so true.
I can see S-I-N-T-E-X. Syntax.
That is so true, my daughter.
When it falls down, it will spoil.
That's not true.
But why?
Hey! Syntex was the first to introduce double-layer tanks in Ghana. Syntex again was the first to introduce white inner layers in Ghana. Syntex gives you the biggest warranty, 7 years. No matter your water needs, Syntex is the answer. Syntex tank. Are you strong? Are you tough?
It's good to stay strong together. It's good to share nutritious meals cooked with Fritol, a vitamin A fortified oil. Fritol, you deserve a life of goodness. This advert.
This coming Easter Monday is Love FM Family Party in the Park. 1st April 2024, Rotary Park, Bayer the Dead. So start putting plans together and let's have the biggest family picnic experience ever. Where are my bubbly little kitty bobs, nyakapums, papas, obitikum? We will make available all the kids' playing items: trampoline, bouncy castles, electric train, merry-go-round, stationary airplane, horse race, face painting, TV games. For all the adults in Kumasi, get ready for the adult corner. Get your dancing shoes on with some electrifying live band music. Date is Easter Monday, 1st April 2024 at the Rotary Park, the Nyame. Rate is a cool 10 Ghana cedis, 8 a.m. sharp. The Love FM Family Party in the Park. Easter edition. We simply can't wait.
Sponsored by Telecel, connecting energies.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Pardon me for my break of voice. I'm a bit under the weather, and so I sound almost like a man, so pardon me. But it's super great to be gracing your screens this morning, and I hope that you will get and interact with us on all our social media platforms. My name is Akufo-Addo, and as usual, it's time for a very great conversation. And now, I know that times are hard. I know that it's quite difficult even in current Ghana, looking at the prices of goods and services on the market. You can't even save. If you're earning, let's say, about 3,000 Ghana cedis, you're looking at, you're spending this, you're spending that. Before you realize, in a day, you've spent a little over 1,000 Ghana cedis. So how are you expected to live on 3,000 Ghana cedis for an entire month? But regardless, you need to also put some money away for rainy days. It's imperative you do that. because you might never know. Very popular writer, the writer who wrote this book, Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling. She did say something that she found or she saw that rock bottom became a solid foundation for her to rebuild herself. And so what is the foundation that you are falling on, or something that you could fall on in times that are quite difficult or quite hard? And so today our conversation is on insurance. What is it you know about insurance? I know that maybe you've heard about it, but what are the numerous or the various policies that could work very well with you, that you could be a part of? And so I have seated with me this morning some representatives from Coronation Insurance, and they're here to talk about it with us. I'll give them the opportunity to introduce themselves to us this morning. Ladies first, a very beautiful lady. If I tell you what happened backstage, you later. Let me just leave her. So, good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Can you introduce yourself to our viewers?
My name is Shilami Adinaje. I work with Coronation Insurance, Marketing and Communication.
Marketing and Communication, all right. All right, so a gentleman here.
Yes, my name is Felix Botin.
Okay.
I'm the head of underwriting and policy fulfillment.
Okay, all right. And Babangida.
Okay, so morning everyone, morning viewers. My name is Kelvin Atiapa, head of customer experience and digitization in Coronation Insurance Ghana.
Okay, great. Now let's talk about Coronation Insurance. What is it?
Okay, so I would like to start by saying that Coronation Insurance, formerly known as WAPIC, was already existing for the past 16 years. We rebranded to Coronation Insurance 4 years now. That was from latter part in 2020 till now. So the name itself is Coronation Insurance Ghana. It is one of the leading insurance companies in Ghana. And again, as I said, we were birthed in 2008. Till now, we are 16 years. We have a wide range of policies or products that are in existence. And then we also want to ensure that we have the best customer experience as possible. Again, we are part of an ecosystem, or let me say we are wholly owned by the Coronation Insurance PLC, which operates in Nigeria.
That's incredible. For the sake of people who wouldn't really have an understanding to what insurance is, can you please brush a little bit on the top for us to really understand what insurance is? What does it mean to be insured?
Okay, so basically, when we talk about insurance, we are looking at some of the risks that as human beings we encounter on a daily basis. So insurance is like a pool that as a community, we all put something little in it so that if one person is being affected by an unforeseen event or an accident, then we go into the pool and then take some of the money to compensate the person, to bring the person back to the position he was immediately before the accident.
Okay. So in a situation where you are in dire need of monies because you've been hospitalized or you have to go through an emergency surgery, insurance, if you're insured, you can go into that COFEX and say that, okay, I have monies here, so that money can cover up for that bill.
Yes.
Okay, incredible. Now, Kevin did mention some policies that you have with Coronation. Will Sheila help us with that?
Okay.
Our various policies.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
So Coronation underwrites motor and non-motor insurance policy. So with our motor policies, we underwrite comprehensive insurance, we underwrite third party, and then we offer a specialized fleet insurance. So with the non-motor insurance, we underwrite marine insurance, personal accident insurance, where you spoke of when you encounter an accident and then you need some money to, exactly. And then we also underwrite, then mentioned marine insurance.
Yes, you mentioned
so marine insurance, personal accident insurance, home insurance.
So what is the marine insurance?
So marine insurance, we insure cargoes, those who import in. So we insure cargoes and all.
Okay. So run us through again. So marine insurance.
So marine insurance, home insurance.
Home insurance.
Personal accident.
Personal accidents.
Yeah.
So when you say home insurance, what is that one as well?
So home insurance, you insure your home. If you're a homeowner, you insure the home and then its interior, everything inside.
Oh,
Yes.
How is that?
It's content.
So basically, for home insurance, you know, we have basically two people who probably lives in the home. One will be the homeowner, the person who owns the building, and then someone who rents. You know, so probably we are talking about the person who doesn't own the building, but is renting.
So landlord
that
and a
person,
tenant.
Landlord and tenant. So the landlord will be interested in the building. You know, want to insure the building against perils like, let's say, fire, flood, and other, you know, associated perils, which insurance then.
Okay.
But for the tenant, you are looking at the content that you have in the building. So your dresses.
So the things you brought into the building. Okay.
Your televisions, your refrigerators, all the content that you have can be insured against perils like fire, like theft, and accidental damages.
Incredible. This sounds very, because I had never heard of it. Seriously, I had never heard of that. Because usually when you hear insurance, people mostly think about the fact that, oh, in case somebody is sick or somebody has an accident, the person can go into that context and then have that bill
So
covered.
in Ghana, we have two different insurance companies running. We have the non-life companies, and then we have the life companies.
Non-life and life.
So the life deals with the life of the person, you know, death and other educational policies. But for the non-life, that's the general. We normally look at property insurances. So we are looking at motor insurance, we are looking at home insurance, we are looking at Joyprime. You can insure everything. I'm sure everything here is being insured. All the equipment here, the building is being insured.
Also, so that's what Coronation is into, the non-life insurance. Oh, that's incredible. So you at home, you can insure your properties, your personal properties, your dresses, I mean, your wardrobe, your TV, your fridge. Is that all?
All of it. Every content that you have, including your wigs, can be insured.
Okay, I like it. I like where this is going. I really like it. But this is the point where I bring in, I know that maybe you have heard some numerous stories of misconceptions that people have about insurance. And so can you highlight some of them, maybe in case you have any, or you have heard of any misconceptions?
Yes, so there are numerous misconceptions about insurance. One thing that is common, especially in our world, is that insurance is for the high net people, people who earn more, people who have a lot of money, people who have...
I mean, look at the example that you
okay, so...
The prices of goods and services is on the rise. You can barely save, because when you save, you even go back into the savings to spend. So thinking of insurance,
yes, so that is one. People also think that insurance is very, very expensive. Okay, so that's why they think that people who have money are the people who are supposed to go for insurance. But in actual sense, it's for the people who doesn't have. Because for you, you don't have. People who have, whenever there's a misfortune, they can easily get something to recover. But for you that you don't have, it's very, very difficult for you. You don't have anything. You don't have anything for all of. You know, a lot of people always want to talk about the government to come and help them, especially when there's flood in Ghana. But if you really have an insurance policy as an individual, you know, you can have an insurance policy as low as, let's say, 100 Ghana cedis for a year or 200 Ghana cedis for a year, covering the content in your house. So it's not that expensive that people think insurance is very, very expensive. No.
Let me add one to that. You know, again, people talk about mistrust. Because they do not understand the insurance products that they are buying. So more often than not, there's mis-selling outside. So for instance, someone buys an insurance and do not even understand the policy details or the policy wording. That we call it the terms and conditions. So there's mistrust there. But we want to tell you that when you get time to read the terms and conditions, you are able to understand.
Which we never do.
Which we all, yes. But you're able to understand that there are certain exclusions or there are certain clauses that is in the policy wording or the policy document. But I must say that, yes, insurance, you must trust your insurance company. So that is why Coronation Insurance is there for you to trust, because one of our core values is for you to trust us. And definitely when you trust us, within that journey, we're able to supply you all your needs, and we will even put in a tailor-made product for you once you come on board.
How does it work?
So we have, just like Felix said, we have a variety of products. We have variety of policies that we do sell to the outside market. So for instance, let me say that you want to buy a motor insurance policy. as of today, we've brought in one online channel, or let me say, an online platform where you can easily go on and then buy an insurance policy. So that online platform is called the ecoronation.com.
Okay.
So for ecoronation.com, you just go there, you fill in your KYCs, that is know your customer, you fill in your vehicle registration documents or details that comprises of your vehicle registration, and then you make payments, and then at the comfort of your home, wherever you are able to get your sticker, you're able to get your policy documents. You don't have any issue. Once you use the platform, you are able to, you are secured of having a genuine sticker and a genuine policy document at anywhere you go. It's just that it's an online platform. So once you are in your car, once you are in your home, pardon me for my language, if you are at the beach, you can easily buy an insurance. The platform is there. It's 24/7. It's
the comfort of wherever you find yourself.
Yes.
Technology has made it very easy.
We have made it
let me do it this way. Digitalization has made it easy.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay, briefly, right? He mentioned that for as low as 100 Ghana cedis, you can be insured for a whole year. Can you please elaborate on that for me? Felix.
So, depending on the policy that you want, like a home insurance policy, looking at the content in your house.
Yes.
Okay, so if you have a content worth, like, let's say 20,000 Ghana cedis, you can pay as low as 100 Ghana cedis for a year to cover for the content in your home against fire. We talk about flood. We talk about accidental damages in your theft. So yes, but policies like motor insurance, they are very fixed by the National Insurance Regulator.
Okay.
So the prices are fixed, and I think for now the third-party premium, the list is around 482 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
That's the list. But we also have a comprehensive package which covers for own damage. That is the damage to your vehicle. It covers for theft to your vehicle. Okay. It covers for fire to your vehicle and other third-party liabilities. When you talk about third-party liabilities,
attractive.
Yes, we are talking about when you hit someone else's car or you get someone.
Yeah.
There's one particular, offer that Coronation does, which in the industry, the insurance industry, no one does, is that when you do a comprehensive policy with us, we give you a free tracker. So this tracker, you'll be able to see the movement of your vehicle, which no other insurance company offers. So it's a very unique product that we offer when you buy, a motor comprehensive policy with us.
Okay, so I'm seeing more to win reloaded. Sheila.
Okay, so we are running a promotional sales campaign where we are telling individuals or companies that they should buy or renew insurance with Coronation.
Okay.
And we'll be giving you rewards.
Nice. And what are some of the rewards? I can see a car. I can see what? Pen drive?
So there's a pen, there's a flax, there's an umbrella.
Yes.
There are notepads.
Yes.
Yes, and all those to be there. Dusters, tissue boxes for your cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the cars are not parked.
The cars are just
Hey,
showing.
So the cars are
just telling people that it's a motor insurance.
It's a motor insurance. So the cars are not part.
So the cars are not
Whether
part.
it's a private, corporate, private, commercial. Yes, everyone is included. So far as it's a motor, it's a car.
Yeah.
Everyone is included. It's part of our loyalty framework. We want to reward our clients at the end of every year, at the beginning of every year. We drive this incentive towards, ensuring that we get closer to our clients.
For how long?
Because, again, we want to have that emotional connection with our clients.
Okay.
That is why we want to reward them as at this time. And this promo is running from 1st February to 30th of April. So once
that's
30th,
enough
yes,
time.
that's enough time.
Yeah.
We are not leaving any customer behind. So we have prospective clients, existing clients. We are rewarding each and every client that comes on board. So we are ready. We are ready to ensure that once you come on board, you get any of the gift items that are on display.
Right after you have been signing on as a new client
are ready.
of Coronation Insurance. And so if somebody wants to be a part of this, how can the person do that?
Okay.
Get signed on.
So
is there a number to call?
Yes.
Okay.
So get signed on. We have our agency offices, our satellite agencies office that is across Ghana. Again, we also have, as I said, the eCoronation, the online platform. So once you use the online platform, you just follow the details that the online platform says. That is, when you type ecoronation.com.
Okay.
It will just pop up, and then you fill in the KYC as well as you fill in your vehicle details. You make payments on the platform, and then you get your sticker and then your certificate on the platform.
Okay.
Again, we have a contact number that you can call for assistance once maybe you're having challenge or you want to find out where the nearest coronation insurance is. So you can call 0302 772 606.
Okay.
0302 772 606.
All right, gentlemen and lady, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for this wonderful information. And so for those of you that will be interested, Coronation Insurance Policy is here for you. And like I said, I'll be signing on, and so you better sign on too. My name is Akufo-Addo, and it's time for the big interview. Rosemary Felly will be seated with Akufo-Addo. Phyllis, thank you. Sheila, thank you. Kevin, thank you so much. Have a lovely morning.
Thank you too.
Stay tuned. This conversation indeed promises to be very interesting. We'll be right back.
There's a blood that gives life, even eternal life. Yeah, there's a blood, a red that washes and makes white. There's a blood of spring, one that's speaking better things above all else. Oh, the immense privilege we have to be partakers of the sacred blood of the Lamb. This March, from the 25th through 31st, 2024, the Worldwide Word Ministries, the Hills City Church, present the highly anticipated Blood Factor Feast, featuring the Lord's Anointed Witnesses, Prophet John Anoche.
Inside Jesus' blood is his life. So if Jesus, his body was not raised by God, he would have been there until now. The body wouldn't decay because the body is not an instrument of the earth. You feel within you my health. Yes. You have some faith that God will do it. Yes. It's even affecting your performance. Yes. In every aspect. Today, Jesus has removed it from you. Amen.
And Prophet John Taylor Anoche.
The Bible says, now the Lord is what? Spirit. So what you feed, if you want to remain in Christ, must be a food that has life and spirit. It must be his word, nothing else. Because you cannot feed in abomination and filthiness and still be part of Christ Jesus. You'll be cut off. So then what is their aim? Their aim is to cause the people to move away from Jesus Christ, to bring them to the outer court, make them filthy again. But the blood has already sanctified them.
It's a feast of the stainless, spotless, and the most precious blood of the Lamb of God. The time is 6:30 p.m. every evening at the Ritzy Hill City Auditorium, number 14, Boundary Road, East Legon, Accra. Or connect with us in real time on our diversified online platforms. Ready for the mysteries and a proof of the life that is in our blood? See.
Akufo-Addo is a Ghanaian politician known for her outspoken nature and grassroots advocacy. Born on March 1952 in Efija Kwabre district in the Ashanti region of Ghana, she rose to prominence as the founder and leader of the Ghana Freedom Party, GFP, which she established in 2011. Donko, who hails from a farming background, is often associated with championing the cause of rural farmers and advocating for their rights and welfare. She gained national attention during the 2012 Ghanaian presidential election when she contested as the presidential candidate representing the Ghana Freedom Party. Although she did not win the election, her candidacy marked her as a significant figure in Ghanaian politics, particularly for her grassroots approach and focus on issues affecting ordinary Ghanaians. Throughout her political career, Akufo-Addo has been vocal about addressing corruption, improving agricultural practices, and promoting women's rights. Despite facing criticism and controversy at times, she has remained a prominent voice in Ghanaian politics, known for her colorful personality and unwavering commitment to advocacy and for the marginalized. Overall, Akufo-Addo's profile reflects her status as a grassroots politician who has carved out a niche for herself in Ghanaian politics through her advocacy for rural communities and her bold presence on the national stage. Today on Big Interview, we touch base with Akufo-Addo.
watching Prime Morning, and it's a Wednesday, of course. You know how we do it on Wednesdays. It's actually time for the big interview. It's election year, and so my guest is actually aspiring to become the next president of the Republic of Ghana. She actually contested in the year 2012. She tried to be on the ballot sheet, but you know, certain disqualifications happened, and so she didn't get to be on the ballot sheet. However, in the year 2020, she managed to be on the ballot sheet. And so this year, she's still vying to become the president of Ghana. We don't know if it's going to happen, but of course, we do wish her all the best. When you hear her policies that she has for Ghana, maybe that will convince you to vote for her. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about the very own, or our very own, the one and only, Madam Akufo-Addo. Hello. And no. Why a federal? That's it. Bibi Aboko dear. Now, I said, time near who 2012, ABC no. Also, yeah.
2012, no, and I may register me or letter commission. Now, 12 and a man could be. Quite a man could be say, no, my chinigan in area. Now, I'm in him say the cat every by me outside.
Okay.
And Sana, ya to Abba. The other by and I may say. Minimum to me, as I mean, she got an idea, mean to me. And you know, my catcher say, and training, I'm 2016. Oh, my baby. Okay. And you know, me and you who film.
Oh, to what are you who film? You disqualified. Every day. That's 2016.
2016, so there. And Vanessa, I'm an edge of Haman also. Was some of the free port or Benty. Charlotte was any me film. Oh. And yes, I'm good to her. And they are my behavior. They had that be fear. I never had that office, and I'm the incredible bachelor. They could even do the crap you trade with. Oh, a smart. Now, so quite a woman. Now, say, and then to know. I was casting 1 million cobino. Man, cafe. I don't know, because you do your coffee lawyer for doing what you know. Coffee lawyer for doing what you say. Oh, can I say, man? Now,
what do you want for lawyer?
So I say, well, you have free mamma pencil. Now,
2020, when you actually contested, oh yeah, dear pa.
Oh, so it was also nice.
What's also nice, yeah.
Aye, and so man, come baby, out of you.
That's surprising. And so you ask yourself that maybe Ghanaians actually almost pay.
Almost pay. Say, yeah, Ghana ha. Baby to say free pottery. Me am labor. But the same will say, we be never free baby back. Yet region in some. Now, I the container, so near you near ma. Saka, be soon whatever. Cano, ya car, far. Now, I was the Cacasia Atoso. So, and to me, a year. Now, on my say, one don't come. So, one don't come, dear, what many would annoy. Now, the panel cobre, now, so no imaginism. My friend, I am a coswa. Now, and see me once it. Now, see me, may baby be a free pot. The Togo crab, I won't need. A Jacadia crab or no crowd of report. That's one, yeah, I'm crop also confined near my edify. Togo, near farm for her. If you talk about do happen, cause of what's that too. No, I must ask it. Maybe I may be a free pot. And the free pot on the aim, he has some say. Maybe be a free pot. And just to be on some of the free education to buy.
Oh, sir.
Aye, the free pot, the education they buy.
So the free education idea was yours?
2012 on them, they buy it. 2016, now I'm doing in our account. 2016, no, my church, the name and baby.
Is it over just an MPP for we are wide?
Well, where we are, service in there, and no crowd there. Nakasia crowd say, and this is for Momuka say, men table of Funti, now see and Kaya Casa. I fed and I say, I'm got here. You come like him, I have a young was there. I fed will be Ankana Casa. Messi, my dear, 500 billion. San Major. Match that woman say, what do you want court? I made one back if you say. Maybe maybe my tea party. More dear, more uncle sign clatter. There will be party I watching them. Assembly woman. Now I'm deep because about radio.
Okay.
Me, I'm sorry.
One hour initiative because our Ghana has a radio. I said Peace FM, what?
I am a piece into the American piece cry, you can try me. Oh, piece in Crawford cry, you hear me say. Me, I mentioned I'm sorry, I may, I'm a call. When we are on my whole TV today, a whole crowd of Nico for you. Before I say, or the men Cassana, I may make up for the Queen America. And to any man Cassa, and very jammy.
Uncle Scooter.
Me go with that. Me now classy Buna. Until I'm casting many classmates to school. My classmates were bought there by Jeep, Coco. A full moon corner, my classmate.
Now, one person will go school.
School. David.
Are they?
Dear Yamadiama Meno. Mr. Yamadiama Meno. I know I'm pay.
But some how the free education neighbor. It will be our education. I won't go school.
Free education, I'm a day banner. I know what you say. I don't think I'm a school. They made me cry them, the Ben Amico school. Me and Conan woman hear me say, with the free education neighbor. And then, with the free education nearby, with the free port, free education, 2012, they only buy. And you know, quite be asono, me say, and quite as school, no. Yamia boy, he will go down more, Magan, the Japadia, I want to. Maybe tell Mamma, Eddie, I pay him. Yamia boy, oh, more asona, and my pennico for pencil. I don't see, I say, go for a gallon. You had a copper petrol, for a gallon, you could pay you. Enough, never be. I feel I never focus so I can really watch the papa. And now I'm so, man, so, quite be also some of also said, you met me a boy, man. A Japadia, I want to tell Mamma, quite a school, or what to me, at me, I will go how about I know it into my. Now they call a got on their 3 school fees. And I'm say,
free, but see, I said free education, about.
I would tell me, yeah, buy and say, but they buy, you know. And oh, we be free, how many be free 2016, no. And I'm one more century in your friend Abronoma. About me, just say, me mano, me princess in be. And I'm a be mano. Be man, and on so the command and Addo. I will minister say, yeah. Oh, you come on, and I'm saying, I'm also from our. That's how the command Addo was on one of the command on I'm so. Another the fair mediano. Who say free education, I'm on for pay. If it's a 2016, no, you me free, but I'm on for 2%. Free education, never. Until who say a pen on the manager. Until the American, you know, I have him, they was at the Americans and a boy, 2012. And I would say, oh, die be die. And another divide. Your Mahama say, a debut cake. A quite uncle say, free port, free education. What is it?
That was 2012.
2012.
And no you free. When I see you now, family, I won't hear.
2012.
It is the year free education. Then I would ever.
Oh, so another idea, no, not me done as he said. Miss me, may I more mine. This one so far, no, so I am on my madame as is away. Do I me back, maybe to us. Maybe to us, and I will cry me, he no. Then yet, no, another year, he say, yes, uncle.
What do you need to say?
Maybe the answer say. If you be quiet, no, pa. If you be quiet, we are. One my better home, so a baby paper.
It's a 24-hour economy, no.
Oh, no, dear, I did your work. I didn't cry water.
And they are working the sanity.
Yeah, you be a quano,
in your way.
Tell me, maybe a woman of Sukun and a man could be. Now, so no one 7, but then the power a Kosuku never go. If you cry, papa, if you cry, we are. And you know, say, uncle. And you know, I don't so I just saw fire, said there be a mother battle. Then was said a bit caught. Was so maybe a no. Was so maybe and sano. So was so maybe and sano. Sabana, sir. Why I look at the end of Nasia. Near you, if I go on now for your bendy. And you know, so when you are Bomundao. Now, a bit a corner, a Rihanna or Padia. I just said, was so maybe a no man, son, and you will be.
Now, until you don't call, then they will call politics.
Me, I guess I'm called politics. You will be out of swam.
I didn't.
I said, may I owe me, Miss Mitty or Mayim, meaning the Acosubia. Yeah, how are you, woman? I mean, you I don't want to be as a better. And I don't know more. How? And you know, I can't be bad.
Politics anymore. Now, I don't know Uncle School because I will see you now for
and yes, a man calling chess. I heard a menu will be having a party. Remember, I mean, a wound them. I can't papa. And I'm a panzo when you will be family. And also, send me with you, didn't be movie. Now I hear me enemy with you, or the me call quite a macodo.
Oh,
I don't know what I'm doing. So also, I don't know what I'm maybe. I didn't mind a friend, Mammy Atuma. And so I don't know what I know the man. Or just I wanted to a quite worry if you go back room. Can you answer my wife? A back room, a quite worry. Backwards need to mean to me, quite on the castle in your. And you know, I know up a man's school. I know just one goes to grab. Now one can't hope.
Oh, can't
yes, you know. May a bedroom penny for a blah. I will often be fire, ever say a conquest from I need to go by until the school go pay for Fantino. Yet, what the Daniel I tell me when I'm a boy, you go and near Obi any ho go school.
Now we
have to me to plot. Yet me to di asem. Ebuafo, bibia. It will take plot to ja, baby a beko school. Ye ja baby a beko, the school cry ni hono. Near me ja baby a diasem. It me ja baby a edibia. It me ja baby a bibia, just as it all. And when you form a buy.
Now, as our campaign, now so campaign promise no one shed down can't equal for assembly
and no. Your man at last a bian, no more better. Near Triaca. No more dear Debra for near cast, no more the cock. Ye we are no more Triaca, my woman, no more Saka say, Yaboka. Woman per se, this can be my auntie, near Fessicano, near Saka say Yaboka. Oh, yeah, then I walk out with Yano. Nina Mantias, ye cook also a better more. Blue, no, near the better mamma. And I'm saying, Cocono, I don't know who say, Echo, or May, you codo, no, codo, a sanso. Baganis in a box side in the Adina, Swaqua, and Yago, yes, me whom fast will be in. That's why, okay, be a young baby, and Tibet party.
Okay, now it's
a party, Jimmy D. Cago, yes, I'm my.
Okay, assembly one. Now, what slogan, and yeah, no, Unyawing.
Me, I'm fire. Be a man of a new beer, we know beer.
But then a mouth fast, and yeah, no.
No, Nipa and I anti and was in the anti, a casa, a mood. Gather casa in an absent fancy, we are sick as in her. You could see, I say, and yeah, no. What you say, papa.
And yeah, papa, and yeah, no. Now, what can you now? As a bought John Mohammed, so you free, elections, the money are there 2012. But you see, I don't maybe so. I say it's a team who won from a movie say, your mama person, I say, or my V8 and Ayaba.
Maybe, well, I'm bisa. Well, I'm be well, I'm be I don't say, because in room. Now, maybe you who feel say, men could be now what 2016. And now, one who saw no so what's in a home if you see people. Why, you didn't be. Said him coaching, you know. I don't say I was in a honor, yet to buy a money be. And makes me ask some woman, me to a member noon. I can't just walk as you know, me to almost not buy. And I'm siding them pieces, and to near you know. As me told some, you know, or no so who's answered the back of it. And was me magic to do that. Now, many nieces are. Now, I'm fat to do that, no, now, men family, make us a mammy crop.
I pack with you,
pack with you. You can do that. Now, I'm a German crop for young Tumano, no one him. And to a mammy Tundano, Beje, or mammy the patent to Macra, that is a man could be with me, the day can pay mano. And I'm there, and Ocotoso, may a 12 and Otoso, and to honor, and a mammy Tundano. What a mammy, why mammy Petrusica, why mammy think I real part with some in Conta. A beer, oh yeah, you man of my quiet, no. We see can hide into work as saying, one was some of it, the other can't tell us over Fatundano. As I'm the kind of corners I got at him coffee. The mail we are, who won't eat the mail. Now, what other fat Tundano, and to be far. And that's San what day, Nipa at one of him. Now, maybe to Mecana, or also on my towing car, towing car. Never towing car, no coy. And see a towing car, I never do just on your frame and say, or with the towing car between. We hear a president or Bass Santa, very case. To me, one who say, I was in room. And I'm saying, here. And yet, to do an never say party. To have a Fakwa on Fango. Or Fakwa and was sad to say, my fact, Safwa, Carl Safwa in the paper, Samano. Now, see my lonely name, I shall never work. Canum, some medaba back on some Fango, but there for me, you know. Back on Fawn or somewhere. And I made it back on Soko. And I over far to do. And this over far, you be a woman, you know, yes. Yes, I know a man, so let me train.
I know train. Now we are by dream, papa. And 80 as a woman, be a comfortable mouth. Now, so ye who MPs. It's one more number of parliament.
We begin about comparing my vision and your to me. Back of 2020, I'm a vision. And so now, I just say, with the MP never. This may have a car, my point to me, my MPs. If you say, the MP for no honor, men penty. Now, some men fed the cow more, maybe you or more. Maybe
running government without parliament.
Maybe may ye may Crawford, may ye queer for. me ye kuafo emienu a me ye adwadefo emienu me ye adabafo emienu me yi sa adwumayefo ni na me yi mienu na fomo ai ma aso MP no enkoye NDC MP MPP MP MP me nye sa
but constitution ni mo no oh say what MP sa nipa na beto aba ma omo na wa akwa UMP na che say obefo memra o
me form la say so aba bia nkon na memra me ntime
so ba obesisa memra no
aba bia nkon na say ya nyina ya nke yanka se to aba so ma no say de wo mu no ya say de koto aba yere ke nto aba enti no enye nti de enye ewo mu no na ebe ye firi enti na me de
na when you saw a buying way, send your monsieur Dijuma, my planting for food and jobs, almost the free SHS aba, and say, I almost say, Omo ma in Kualano, Obia.